one horse open sleigh. Over the hills we go, laughing all the way. Till somebody's free, making the spirit bright. Oh, what a fun this to ride and sing a song tonight. Oh, jingle bells, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun this to ride and a one-horse open sleigh. Jingle bells, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun this to ride and a one-horse open I sing, dashing through the snow in the one-horse open sleigh. O'er the hills we go, laughing all the way. Till somebody's ring, making spirit bright. What a fun these two ride and sing a song tonight. Oh, jingle bells, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun these two ride and one horse open sleigh. Yeah. Jingle bells, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun these two ride and one horse open sleigh. Yeah.
Sleigh bells ring, are you listening? In the lane, snow is glistening. A beautiful sight, we're happy tonight. Walking in a winter wonderland. Gone away is the bluebird. Here to stay is a new bird. We're singing our song as we go along. Walking in a winter wonderland. Together we can build a snowman, then pretend that he is passing round. He'll say, are you married? We'll say, no, man. But you can do the job when you're in town. Later on, we'll conspire as we drink by the fire. Face unafraid, the plans that we made. Walking in a winter wonderland. Together we can build a snowman and pretend that he is passing round. He say, are you married? You say, no, man. But you can do the job when you're in town. Later on, we'll conspire as we drink by the fire. To face unafraid the plans that we made. Walking in a winter wonderland. Here's a little song I wrote. You might wanna sing it note for note. Don't worry, be happy. In every life we have some trouble, but when you worry you make it double. Don't worry, no, no, just be happy. Oh, be happy.
Signa uli di sombranza tan oh signa uli di sombranza tan e zuita saluda antes di niga razzauzan malak estrezas durante todo il memu a nogi distancia Gumugubugi palu Zangiman malak guafi Ikonum nasugi airi Prebatu la noci Nai banderata Gaigi, pues atan fanny bandera, kau esta pagua pumalapa, gilo tanu man libri, sentanu iti. Man ko badi
Fanogi tamoru purita nota Kantai matu nanyagi todu ilugat Para i honra para i gloria Abiba is la sin para y honra, para y gloria. Abiba is la sin todo y tiempo y paz para hita dan gini langit na bendition Conchai peligro na fan sofuham Zeus protegis languahon Conchai peligro na fan sofuham Zeus protegis languahon
Oversight, oaniti, ninumari amines kunta, minale. Oversight, oaniti, ninumari amines kunta, minale.
langit dan tonu dumikiki itenin nilai lumadapi opat kundilen inaihagiyat sa hagu si Jesus dan i-Messias Matfid dan Flores Rosa idos pasunya Magway dan maata di atadobnya upat kundilen inaihagiyat sa hagu si Jesus dan i-Messias Van mo tu man hengi Fata iminagu Van mo tu gita bilen Atang ipatgun rai ang hetsiya Tanging ita ador Tanging ita adora Tanging ita adora si Jesus Ilegnya ianggit nu ipastot si haesta wi Kristu kita bilen Gisagan goga tatsagatay gila Tanging ita adora Tanging ita adora Tanging ita adora si Jesus Nang winay jajun enaw na pagkun Sen mamismodun zanti-ganti Ufadu osu isat badotu Zani pastotu kita bilen Zani pastotu kita bilen Ibat konju sama makilu kalang kini Gisagonnya Gilizan goga senti hungung Sagos manyungun San manyanya Sagos manyungun San manyanya Nagwinay jazun enaw na pagkun Sen mamismodun zanti-ganti Ufadu osu isat badotu Zani pastotu kita bilen Zani pastotu kita bilen Zani pastotu kita bilen
Right on. Good morning, Guam. Ho, ho, ho. Merry Christmas. Christmas. Good morning. It's Wednesday, December 22nd. Dude, we're doing Christmas. It's happening. Hi. 622 right here on the link. Good morning, Jason.
Good morning. Nice shot of the moon.
Yeah, it's
Second straight day Joe Sir got like the moon.
It's still dark outside, right? Yes. Yeah, because it's tomorrow winter.
Which means it is the frigid temperature of 79 degrees Fahrenheit.
Yeah.
Absolutely freezing.
It's actually a little cold.
Yeah.
I wore my long sleeve shirt, so.
I know. That's a nice shirt.
Yeah, it's green, Christmas green. I was thinking last night, I was like, man, we haven't really been, it's been just a weird week. I mean, originally we had planned on Christmasing so hard this week, but then, Bree lost her dad and then kind of just put a damper on everything, knowing that, she's such a key part of our team and knowing what she's going through. So, Wednesday, we got tomorrow, then we're off on Christmas Eve.
Yep.
Unless you wanted to come in and do a show.
I think I'm good.
You're good, right?
I got some shopping to do. But also, we should note another member of the Link extended family out there, Sergeant Paul Tapal from GPD. They had a death in their family, so he put it on. But
lost his mom. I know his mom was in hospice.
What was it? His mom? I wasn't sure exactly what it was.
Our condolences.
Yeah, and by the way, you guys, Sabrina has said thank you everybody for your prayers and your sympathies, and also wishing her a safe travel as she makes her way to the mainland. She should be there by now.
Yeah.
She left yesterday afternoon, but she should be in Vegas by now.
Elizabeth Agagi comments in here, love the Chamorro Christmas songs. That's actually my late cousin, Eddie Boyack Fodgy, with the Chamorro Christmas melody. It's actually medley, but we like to say melody.
Oh, that's your cousin.
Yeah.
I had no idea.
I think that's one of the best, because there's a lot of different versions of this medley. Mm-hmm. Right? I think that's definitely one of the best because it's those bells.
I was gonna say they're really working the bells.
Ding dong.
That bell player got extra.
I was thinking when you mentioned bells, I remember how it was again when I was a kid going to my grandparents' house in Agania Heights when I was young.
Yeah.
Just hearing the church bells.
Right.
From down. I mean, it was down a cathedral, so down the hill. There's Government House, there's Fort Apugan, and then way down the hill. Even with all of the acoustics, and you've got East Agania Bay right there and everything like that, whenever the bell tolled, and this is before they mic'd it up and put speakers on it, I mean, you heard that thing all the way to Anigua, Agania Heights, Maina, Mighty, parts of Sinahania, you could hear it and everything like that, and everybody knew that it was a new hour and that also something was happening.
Right.
Good memories.
Yeah, definitely good memories.
And also, comment of the morning so far, Lorraine Elizabeth Guzman, Joe Sir had it up. There's no place like home.
Amen.
You know what? If it works for the Wizard of Oz, it works for the Link.
Jeffrey Hulkog writes here, ho, 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 good morning. Maggie Monroe Anderson, sunrise is in 15 minutes. Good morning, KUAM fam.
We're going to hold you to that, Maggie. We're going to time you.
Mama Bear Debbie Davis over in Kentucky, right? She says, I'll give you my 46 degrees temperature for the day.
Ooh, no thank you. Some of those bacon and glazed donuts would be happily accepted, but the temperature and everything, we're good.
Yeah. We also have a birthday shout out going out to Marie Taisagui, coming from your son Jeffrey Hokog. Let's go ahead and sing happy birthday.
Good job, Jeffrey. Giving birthday love to Mom.
Congrats to all those holiday Christmas week birthdays that we got on Guam.
Can we combine? We wish you a Merry Christmas and Happy Birthday. We wish you a happy birthday.
Okay.
We wish you a happy birthday.
We wish you a happy birthday and a happy new year.
From Jeffrey Hokog to his mom, Marie Taisagui.
We wish you a happy birthday and a happy new year.
We didn't even need Joe Sir to do the hot mix on that one.
Wow. Good. That was on the fly, too.
Yeah, but you know what? Joe Sir is like working the crossfaders there.
Yes, yeah. Good morning.
I was totally on the fly.
Nat Torres Castro comments in, happy holidays, Guam. Angelo Esver, it's on my bucket list to visit Guam. I left Guam in 1967. Wow.
There's a few things different out here now.
Yeah, we have a
Guam's McDonald's is no longer the biggest one in the world. Remember, the one in Tamuning was the biggest one for about, 3 years? And
we
then
still
the
have
one in
the
Russia
biggest
opened.
Kmart, right?
Yeah, we got the biggest Kmart. Right. We have this cool overpass now near the airport.
Right. So a few things have changed. Who else we got here? Rosemary Laguatnia, good morning. Elizabeth Agagi again comments in, thinking of Sabrina and her family. Today is my dad's second anniversary of his passing. Praying for all those who lost family. Who else we got here? Ken
Well,
Paulino.
our prayers to you, Liz, and with your family.
Good morning, Ken Paulino. The show's brought to you by Pacific Points, Cabo Enterprises, ITD, and Jack in the Box. Casdin Doris. Merry Christmas to all my Ponapan family on Guam.
Hey,
Casale.
Oh, real quick question, Chris.
Christine Regis, good morning. I like this one. It says, good morning, people of Guam.
Good morning. Get up. Be happy.
My dear people.
Yeah. Okay. When it comes to the Anyu, right? When you're celebrating the anniversary of someone's passing, I mean, immediate family, typically they say the rosary like every single year afterwards. But if you want to have like a big, do you do it like what? The first anniversary, fifth anniversary, and 10th?
Yeah. I mean, it's up to you, but those are usually the
milestone.
Right,
rosary.
yeah.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I mean, immediate family, you can do it like every year.
Angelo S. for Hoffaday. Sorry, see you soon. Going shopping. Well, buy us everything then. Yeah, good morning, Dorothy Parker from San Diego. Good morning to our Facebook Live feed. Remember, we jump on KUAM TV at 8 o'clock. Polly Mike Chrysostomo coming on this morning to talk about Christmas Mass,
All
Christmas meaning, Christmas message.
Also, Chris, I don't know what you've been doing lately, but I've seen you walking around the office, and you've always had like a really healthy stash of gift certificates.
Right, yeah.
And you've been passing them out. You know, it is the season of giving, but you know, and you're like, hey, here you go. You know, here's $5 or something. Like, where are you getting all these gift certificates at? You're just making calls, pulling strings.
I was lucky in the Christmas party.
Nice.
Yeah, and then
Share the wealth.
I actually got one for you, man.
Oh, you gave it to me the other day.
Yeah. No, I got another one for you.
Oh, thank
you want some ice cream?
Sure, I
Yeah?
would love ice cream.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'll give you some. You too, Joe, sir.
Tempt the guy who's lactose intolerant with ice cream.
Yeah, that's it. Go for it. Hey, some things are worth the sacrifice. At 6:28, also coming up, the Salvation Army. Just kind of a last push here, Jay.
Speaking of bells and ringing and hearing the bells ding dong ding dong, we
Ding dong, ding dong.
Is it
That's
too,
all. Thank you.
Is it too early to talk
Nah,
about ding
it's
dong on
fine.
the
Yeah,
show? Or?
ding dong it up, bro.
No, speaking of, okay, so over here in Harmon, right, on Harmon Loop Road, we can hear the Salvation Army, the bell ringers, across the street at Koshilas. We hear that all day long, and it is not, I mean, make a joyful noise, as they say.
Hey, man, done it.
Yep.
Done those patatas. Mark Mendiola, the Board of Education chair, also coming on here. As you know, normally on Wednesdays we get the speaker and the superintendent, but it's Christmas week, right? So we'll catch up with them. Maybe we'll get like a New Year's thing next week. Because these next 2 weeks kind of funky, Jay. It's like we got Christmas at
Short
the end
weeks.
of this week, and then next week it's New Year's Eve and New Year's Day.
I think I like it better this way because you get, like, you know, the Friday off. Everybody's kind of like winding down already.
Yeah.
The weird ones are when Christmas is like on a Thursday.
That sucks.
So either people have like short days on Wednesday or they just take the entire day off.
Anytime you have to go to work the day after Christmas,
Yeah.
sucks.
And then when you come back like on a Friday, it's like, what are you going to do? Everybody's like, you know, some people might be hungover. Some people might be just like, you know, tired, or people are like on a candy cane high.
People are on a candy cane high.
Yeah.
Right on.
Oh, and if you guys want a really good interview.
Sorry, I just got a visual of. Got any candy canes? Hey man, I'll give you 3 candy canes for $10.
Come on, man.
Come on, I need that candy cane, bro. You got the colored one?
Joe, sir, come on, man. Fix me, bro.
Come on,
I know you got the one with the green ribbon.
Just one bite, man.
The stripe one with the green.
It's 6:31 right here on the link. Also, Tomas Maglotnia with the CNMI News. You know, it's kind of interesting. You're supposed to come back on Monday, but then with all this stuff with the articles of impeachment of the governor, for the governor over there in the NMI, Governor Ralph Torres, he's kind of extended his stay.
Mm-hmm.
And so I talked to him the other night, and I was like, hey, so where are you spending Christmas? He's like, oh, I'm coming back next week, Monday. So he's spending Christmas in the NMI, which coincidentally is exactly where he wanted to spend Christmas because that's where his family is. So kind of worked out. You know what I mean?
Wait, you sure he's not coming back this coming Monday?
Yeah, this coming Monday is after the day
after
Christmas.
yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
You all right over there,
Yeah,
Jay?
yeah, we've only. Oh, sorry, candy cane high.
Doris and Nicholas.
I'm coming down from my candy cane high.
Comments in here. Good morning, KUAM staffs. Happy holidays and always stay safe. Of course, yes. Angelo S. for you guys have a blessed day. See you soon. Go Niners. Yep, all the way. It's 6:32. Let's go. Yeah.
I always love when people like throw in they're like, guys, Gov Guam has got to pay the American Rescue plan.
Go
Our
Niners.
people can't be suffering.
Yep.
We have to keep this going. Go Pack, go.
Yeah. 6:31 Pacific Points, presenting our first look at news from the KUAM news team, and for the on leave Sabrina Salas Matanani. Good morning, Jason Salas.
Good morning, everybody. And you know what? We are going to get to Guam news in just a moment, but big news out of the mainland this morning as the commander-in-chief did deliver a message about the country's continued battle against COVID-19. Of course, the Omicron variant spreading very, very rapidly throughout the nation. And the government says U.S. population growth is the lowest it's been since the founding of our nation. And they say COVID is one of the leading factors for that decline. Natalie Brand has this story.
President Biden is laying out a stepped-up strategy to help battle the Omicron. President Biden is laying out a stepped-up strategy to help battle the Omicron surge, now the dominant variant in the United States.
This is not a speech about locking the country down. This is a speech outlining and being direct and clear with the American people about the benefits of being vaccinated, the steps we're going to take to increase access and to increase testing, and the risks posed to unvaccinated individuals.
The White House is announcing it will increase pop-up vaccination sites, add federal testing sites, purchase 500 million at-home rapid tests to send to Americans for free starting in January, and it will deploy additional troops to help overwhelmed hospitals.
It's the unvaccinated people who are the most vulnerable, not only to getting infected, but to getting a serious outcome.
With the pandemic impacting yet another holiday season, the administration's health experts say family gatherings can be safe if individuals are vaccinated and boosted and take other precautionary measures, such as testing and wearing masks around strangers. Dr. Anthony Fauci also notes there could be a silver lining ahead.
We're hoping that when we get through this Omicron wave, that we will have enough people vaccinated and or having been infected and recovered well, that there will be a degree of immunity in the community such that you don't have a situation where it's dominating your life.
But for now, cities including Washington, D.C. are reinstating mask mandates. Los Angeles has canceled its in-person New Year's Eve celebrations, and New York is debating whether or not to have its Times Square ball drop.
All right, so getting back to local headlines now. Gambling devices will remain illegal on Guam as the Supreme Court upheld the lower court's decision made last year that Revenue Tax's gaming regulations and issued licenses are void, according to a release from the AG's office. This ends the decade-long battle over whether certain gambling devices may be lawfully licensed in Guam, according once again to Attorney General Levin Camacho. Let's get you up to speed on what our numbers are as far as infections. As for the third straight day, Guam's COVID area risk score, the metric that assesses infection in our community, has crept up slightly. Last night's numbers say the CAR score increased to 0.9, up a tenth from the previous day. 17 new cases were reported out of 684 tests, with 6 people hospitalized for COVID-19. 2 of those patients have not received any sort of vaccine. Well, last night, more than a dozen demonstrators took to the streets on Saipan calling for the impeachment of Governor Ralph Torres. Tomasa Maglone has been all over this story. And yesterday morning, he asked Torres, as you saw here on the link, if he denies all charges and if the Commonwealth's highest-ranking government official is innocent.
Last night, more than a dozen demonstrators took to the streets on Saipan calling for the impeachment of Governor Ralph Torres. This morning, we asked Torres if he denies all charges and if he's innocent.
Of course, absolutely.
He says he wants to put the issue to rest, but the wheels are in motion at the legislature. It's likely that 2/3 or 14 members of the House will vote to impeach the governor in the coming weeks or months.
I'm very confident that at the end of the day, if they have the numbers for the House, I'm sure that in the Senate, I will be given the fair approach, and I'm confident that that proceeding will not go further.
On Monday, House Speaker Edmund Villagomez announced that he will form a special committee on impeachment. Torres requested that lawmakers appointed to that committee aren't biased and don't have complaints of their own.
Tina Sablan, for example, she's running for governor. So politically already, she has a motive to make sure that she'll try everything she can to remove me, because that's one less opponent on her. And I'm just saying facts again.
Those facts, in black and white, paint a different picture for each party. Tomas Manglotnya for KUAM News on Saipan.
Let's take a look at island education headlines this morning as the Department of Defense Education Activity, of course, better known as the DODEA schools, provided KUAM News a progress report on how the school year has been so far for federal programs, noting that their online enrollment has been nearly eliminated.
We're 5 months into the school year, and Department of Defense Education Activities Anderson Middle School Principal Dr. Thais Dial reports that so far the year has been smooth sailing despite the COVID-19 pandemic challenges.
Actually, the school year has been going good. We have continued with our COVID mitigation measures to ensure students are here and ready and in person. Our parents are happy with our mitigation measures, and they're excited, to have their kids back in school. I'm sure. We're trying to create a sense of normalcy as we are starting to increase our sports activities, clubs, and things of that nature, open house, so we're excited about that.
Dial says that 0.68% of DODEA students are attending classes virtually 5 days a week. That's less than the 10% reported last school year.
This school year, we have less than 1% of our student population, over 2,000 students in our DODEA virtual school. Last year, we had about 10% enrolled in our DODEA virtual school, so that's huge. That's showing again that our parents are confident in our mitigation measures for our school.
Last year, there were 40 Anderson Middle School students submitting assignments remotely. Now that has dropped to 1 of 270 middle school students. Dr. Dial attributes the low number of online students to all their COVID safety measures in place.
A big piece of that is having our home screening protocols in place where we're saying, hey, if your kids have anything that has to do with the COVID-related symptoms, keep them home. And so they're adhering to those things. Right now, we're just trying to follow the 3 things that are the most important: washing your hands and hand sanitizing, wearing your mask all the time, and of course we give kids mask breaks, and physical distancing.
Out of some 2,300 DODEA students, there have been a minimal amount of COVID cases reported this year. Most employees are reported fully vaccinated against the COVID virus unless they have been exempted from the federal requirements. Employees must follow all COVID safety guidelines regardless of their COVID vaccination status. If cases arise on campus, Dr. Dial says they will be ready, as DODEA reported seamless transitions last school year.
Our teachers are here are so resilient. They do what they have to do for students because that's what they got into education for. They're so passionate. So, we give them a little time to transition.
Got a feel-good story for you now as our friend Dr. Anita Borja Enriquez, an experienced academic and administrator, has broadened her creative skill set by creating a children's book telling the story of growing up down in Hagat. And she's inspired others to use the unique opportunity to give back to their island community and share in the Hafaday Island spirit.
Dr. Anita Borja Enriquez is the author of Nenny Girl from Agate, Guam, a children's book that tells the story of growing up in the village of Hagat.
Some of the places that we would visit and certainly experience with others, surrounded by love. So there's a little bit of the heritage embedded in the stories.
Nenny Girl was brought to life thanks to the help of local artist Siana Yanger, who illustrated the book. But that's not all. Dr. Enriquez also sought out the creativity of another local artist, Kaiolani Lujan, who helped create the 2 character plushies, Nenny Girl Anna and Nenny Boy Juan. The set is perfect for not just the young, but the young at heart.
I've given the book to my 89-year-old Nina, our godmother. She just held on to both dolls, and I read the book to her, and she absolutely loved it. And one other colleague of mine, her, I think, 101-year-old or 99-year-old mother, she showed her the 2 plushies, and she immediately grabbed the Anna doll and slept with the Anna doll.
The books and plushies have already received widespread community support and have inspired members of the community to give back to those most in need. Businessman and philanthropist Tom Tahadzi, along with BT International and Guam Music Inc., made a generous donation of the books and dolls to the island's foster children.
It's something that I really feel that the kids really do need during this trying time. Everyone is going through challenges. Just making that one small difference means a lot to them.
Tahadzi is a godfather for several foster children and has a passion for offering care to those most in need.
It's how we were brought up. My mother has always installed with her kids, that, we have to help out people.
Tahadzi will continue to give more donations from now until New Year's. To purchase your Nanny Girl book and plush, visit guam-treasures.com. Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Tyler Matanani.
Next, we're going to go to our buddy Nestor Lecanto, who continues to probe into the matter of public sector finances as 2 months into the new fiscal year, government revenue collections continue to track higher than expected.
The CRER shows that for the first 2 months of fiscal year 2022, general fund revenues are tracking about $19.5 million higher than projected. In October, the first month of the new fiscal year, revenues came in at $11.5 million more than projected. November showed a slightly lower increase in collections of $7 million. The report shows that once again, income tax collections, individual, corporate, and withholding accounted for all the increases. All other categories, such as business privilege taxes, federal Section 30 collections, and fees charged by the various departments, all came in lower than projected. On an annualized basis, the year-to-date actual revenue projections are tracking 2.76% higher than the adopted revenue projections. But the Budget Bureau is always quick to remind that the CRER is a monthly snapshot and government revenue collections will fluctuate throughout the course of the fiscal year. For Guam's News Network, I'm Nestor Lecanto.
Moving on, Island Senior Centers are slated to open in early 2022, giving mayors and public health just a few weeks to iron out the kinks. Homebound meal delivery to eligible seniors will end as public health, and mayors prepare for the January 10th reopening of senior citizen and adult daycare centers.
Homebound meal delivery to eligible seniors will end as public health and mayors prepare for the January 10th reopening of senior citizen and adult daycare centers. The centers have been closed for the duration of the pandemic, but have been receiving federal congregate home-based meals normally reserved for senior centers at home because of the pandemic and COVID mitigation measures. Those meal recipients or their caretakers must now contact their respective senior or adult daycare center to register, since meals will no longer be delivered or available for pickup.
Yesterday, we sent out the second notice. So the total seniors are going to get 4 notices that the meal program is going to end, because we don't want them to come January 10 and realize they don't have some type of food security. It's part of the program that public health administers. We just have to follow what they say, that the meals will now be brought to the center. And part of the things is people are saying, can I pick up my meal there and leave? No, it's a congregate meal. It has to be consumed on site. Some want to eat in their car. It's not allowed.
As word of senior centers reopening made the rounds, Mayor Hoffman says the news has been long awaited.
A lot of seniors want to come back. They need that socialization. They need that, they need the socialization to help with memory care. I think that's very vital. And some of them have, and some of the seniors we talk to, they don't want to come back at all.
Hoffman says seniors opting to stay home need to follow procedure to ensure meals continue without interruption, given that they're eligible for other programs.
For those that are not wanting to come back, they're being referred to case management to try to see if they can get homebound meals, to see if they qualify for homebound meals, which is a totally different program.
Senior centers will reopen on the 10th, but certain parts of those centers, like common, kitchen, and exercise areas, will remain closed until protocols can be figured out. Manumku must have received 1 shot at least of the vaccine to enter centers. For more info, call DPHSS's Division of Senior Citizens at 735-7415 or 7421. For Guam's News Network, Chris Barnett reports.
All right, now let's kick it back to the newsroom, where we have this morning's link update with all the other headlines happening around the island.
This news update is brought to you by Pacific Points. Do more, get more.
Half a day, good morning everyone. Guahusia Isaiah again with your headlines here on the link.
A public hearing was held Tuesday on a bill to set the process for a local war claims program. Originally, it was meant to address an estimated 700 claimants that didn't meet the December 2016 federal filing deadline. But Senator Joanne Brown questioned DOA Director Edward Byrd about language in the administration's proposed measure that would open the program to the hearers of all those who died after the war. You'll recall that was the amendment by Speaker Teresa Lahi that was added to the original bill, but later removed from legislation.
You know, we corrected that. So, but now the administration's including in their version that they want to open it up. Is that what's being told to us here with this language?
That's what the language says.
Interesting. Well, 10 million isn't going to do it. And Mr. Chair, like I said, I raised the objection. If this is coming from a federal source, which to me, ethically and morally, that money should come from the hands of the federal government.
Brown points out the irony of using the general fund as the source for the payouts. She says, in effect, it's the current taxpayers of Guam who are paying reparations for war atrocities by the Japanese occupation forces that were later forgiven by the U.S. government.
To ask our people to compensate themselves for atrocities that were brought upon them is not right. And certainly if we're going to open this up, then let's have a bigger discussion on where's the real money going to come from, because $10 million really isn't much of anything that's going to even come anywhere near addressing the number of people that would be eligible with this type of language.
Brown described it as paying out money for the sake of paying out money. Under the federal war claims program, the funding source was so-called Section 30 monies. Those are taxes paid by U.S. government employees on Guam that are rebated back to Gov Guam. Another public hearing will be held on the bill. Are some of the FEMA personnel still on island? Well, majority left last week. Public Health shared with KUM just how many stayed behind, along with an update on the quarantine and isolation facility. KUM's Daniel Perez reports.
With the island out of its third surge, most FEMA personnel have gone, while some chose to stay and continue to aid the island. Public Health PIO Janela Carrera gave a breakdown of their positions and numbers.
We do have some that stayed and are remaining with us. So we had about 10 that left, and we do have some that are remaining. So we have about 27, and they're not all nurses. I just wanted to make that clear. We have one doctor, one nurse practitioner, and then the remaining mix are about RNs, LPNs, and some that are EMTs.
Carrera added that the FEMA personnel will be on island till mid-January, since the contract extensions were approved. When asked if Public Health put in a request for more aid,
we continue to request support from our federal partners, and it's, of course, as the situation dictates. And again, as I mentioned, we've been very fortunate that our requests have always been met, and they continue to work with us and support our needs based on the situation moving forward. And it really depends on whether or not we see another surge or what the situation again dictates. So it really remains to be seen what occurs in the future moving forward.
As for the isolation facility,
we did make some changes with regards to the isolation facility. So the isolation facility still remains at the Bayview Hotel, and that is still available to those who need government or isolation facility in the event that their home is not a suitable location to have as an isolation facility.
Carrera stated that there isn't a need for a quarantine facility, as most travelers coming into Guam are fully vaccinated or present a negative COVID-19 test, enabling incoming travelers to bypass quarantine. Carrera added that if travelers present neither proof of vaccination or a negative COVID test, they can quarantine at home or at the hotel they're staying in. Daniel Perez reporting for Guam's News Network.
President Joe Biden announced his appointments to a commission that will advise him on Asian American and Pacific Islander concerns and advance equity and opportunity among the groups. Among the appointees is former Guam delegate and University of Guam president Dr. Robert Underwood. KUM's Nestor Lecanto has more.
Dr. Underwood is one of 23 commissioners appointed by President Biden to the White House Advisory Commission on Asian Americans, Native Hawaiians, and Pacific Islanders. The commission is housed under the Department of Health and Human Services, which may give Underwood an inside track.
You know, the Secretary of Health and Human Services, Secretary Becerra, and I are actually pretty good friends. And so I relish this opportunity, and he's sort of the co-chair, and of course the commission is sort of housed in his agency. And you know, he and I came into Congress at the same time, and so I look forward to working with him and exploring some of these issues.
Secretary Xavier Becerra is a former congressman from California. Among the issues Underwood expects to discuss with him,
making sure that we have a kind of a permanent set of circumstances to access quality health care. Of course, dealing with the pandemic. How do we deal with that? What is the and the disproportionality of it? Different communities are experiencing the pandemic in different ways.
He says senior health care will also be in focus.
When you lose your senior population in Guam because they're not comfortable with the health care that is available in Guam, a lot of government of Guam retirees, federal retirees, they go off island. That money, they take that money with them, and they take those health care dollars with them.
He says the commission is expected to get together in January and expects their efforts will culminate next May in conjunction with the observance of Asian American Pacific Islander Awareness Month. For Guam's News Network, I'm Nestor Lecanto.
That's it for now. We'll see you tonight for KUAM News Primetime.
News Update is brought to you by Pacific Points. Do more, get more.
Hey, it's 6:53 right here on the link. Let's go ahead and get into the tomorrow news. Brought to you by First Hawaiian Bank with Uncle Ken Conception. Good morning.
Buenas tardes, to get some to be sa morgan ni KUAM News. Presenta ni Familian Mizo gi First Hawaiian Bank. Managwaha public hearing ginika para di bill no para tamanu mafan maapasi di war claims sa programa ni gobyernamentong Guahan. Itinituhon niya sa debi para 70 centos sa parafan maapasi ni man klaklama no timafatina si deadline gi December na mes gi 2016 na sakan no kondisyon ni federal. Do si Senadora Joanne Brown sa kwestiyon ni Direktor ni Departamento de Administrasyon Ed Byrne pwede lingwahe gwi na bill pwede mapropropose ni administrasyon no siyempre mababay programa para famago ni TODI survivors no man matay después si Girandos. Inasaban na si Speaker Teresa Lahi umamendiyan sa na bill. Zaman latya ni manasanaw, gihurinan na bill. Luman na suha ni otro na legislasyon gidispues. Asangan si Brown na naman man ni para manasadbi General Fund ni Gobernamentong Guahan na sa lapi para apa si man makaklama sa pwede malabiran ni Japanese gitempong gera ni man dispensa gilusutumos ni Gobernamento ni Estados Unidos. Ilag niya na kula ni Gobernamentong Guahan sa para maapasya huzong sa lapi sa pwede pa maapasya huzong ikebli. Di programang federal na war claims sa lapi ni manasadbi sa para di Section 30 na sa lapi. Section 30 na sa lapi sa yapasi tax inimplano federal ni manggayi kinigit sa Guahan nun mamanan na itati Gobernamentong Guahan. Masa sunto, si Henry Abendia, 48 años na edad, no defendant federal sa Anog District Court of Guam para revocation na hearing. Mereste si Abendia gilataf-taf pago na mes ni Guam Police mentras gayi gi federal na release. Siguro record ni KUAM, girurante ni Micronesia nung kareta gifyo ni Tarzan Falls, masoda ni polisiya on shotgun ni gay balagisan halom, 8 na rifle, 44 na plastic baggies, 3 na plastic na straw siha na sa ganin ni meth, danon ladikiki na bagi ni stabaloki meth gisan halom. Matsaki pun masuseta ni Neji Schedule 2 na control substance, no keketes patsa, masuseta ni pakis in lisensya, dani masuseta ni Schedule 2 na control substance, giikot ng Gobernamentong Guahan. Tatigidos mikin sinasakan mainday si Abendia sa pwede aksesapta bribe gin ni business siya ginigi isla pasintensya para on anyo undia na tempo gi tribunal. Diyotro na zona hearing sa para masasede gi 25 gi Enero sa para manasaga ha gi preso. Yuto muna sunto gifinut sa moro para pago na Merkulis gin ni KUAM News iginin delegadong Guahan Robert Underwood sa para maapunta para membro ni Advisory Commission on Asian Americans, Native Hawaiians and Pacific Islanders para si Presidente Joe Biden. Si Dr. Underwood sa semana sa 22 otro siha naman magas lugar entry nasyon para fan manajuda umabansa ihenda ni Presidente gitamano para maregla siya problema sa natikulo ni mafefektay komunidad. Otro siya ni man mapunta sa si Daniel Day Lim no actor ng si Sai Jen Pu, veterano na advocate para Finatsoto. Para Guam News Network, Guausikin Conception. Yasuto gifinut sa moro sa presenta sa ninafato ni Familian Mizo gi First Hawaiian Bank.
Say hello to the First Hawaiian Bank mobile app, where you get smart insights into your finances so you can make smart decisions with your money. With a daily personalized feed, you can compare your monthly income to spending. That's better. Discover where your money is actually going. You might be surprised. See what's essential and what isn't. The more you use the app, the smarter it gets. With insights from the First Hawaiian Bank mobile app, it all starts with yes.
656 right here on The Link. KUAM FM, Agotni, Guam. We are The Breeze, 93.9 FM, brought to you by Pacific Points, Cavo Enterprises, ITN and Jack in the Box, putting the Chris in Christmas. Merry Christmas. My name's Chris, and I want to tell you about the Emergency Rental Assistance Program because it takes about 5 business days for them to review the applications, and I know a lot of people are struggling. You're trying to make it through Christmas. I feel like a lot of our island is just like, put your head down, gun it through Christmas, we'll worry about the bills later. It's a dangerous way to live, but it's the reality. So if you're behind on your rent or your utilities, and it is pandemic related, and this is going back to March 2020, so way back to the beginning of the pandemic, you can get your documents together. Upon a pre-qualification eligibility, the required docs to submit are your 2020 tax documents, which I'm pretty sure you have, employer furlough letter, any kind of employer separation notice, a VOE, photo ID, rental agreement, copies of your utility bill, whether it's power, water, or even internet. And release forms that they'll tell you about, okay? Now, they've also widened the eligibility, so this is the 3rd round of emergency rental assistance, and if you didn't qualify in the previous 2 rounds, try again, okay? Don't be discouraged. Like I said, they have widened the eligibility, so you might just qualify. And yes, if your utilities were already disconnected, they can help if you meet all the criteria. Again, the number is 671. They're not there now, but maybe write it down for later. 671-638-4518 or 4519, or you can email era@doa.guam.gov. And that's Monday to Friday, 8 to 4. Obviously, they're going to be closed on Christmas Eve, so if you're in need of assistance, you might want to get all your paperwork together and get it submitted before Friday so that they can begin that review for next week. Okay, it's 6:59. We're going to take a quick break, and we're coming back with more of The Link. Just a bunch of great stuff. We got some good Christmas performances for you guys this morning. I know Jay has something from the JFK choir.
Yeah, so the JFK, the Vivace choir. So if you guys don't know, that they are island-wide known.
Yeah.
They're an absolutely beautiful choir, and they performed 2 tracks for us, both of which are going to be on our Christmas special, which is going to show on all of our digital properties and on KUM TV on Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. So they do one, classic holiday favorite and one Text Me a Merry Christmas.
That's a kind of a newbie.
Yeah.
What's your favorite, Jay, your favorite classic Christmas song? Tough one, right? There's something about Christmas music, though. It just always hits right,
For me, it always goes back to like those stop motion animation, the specials, like the Frosty the Snowman,
Rudolph,
and
yeah.
Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
What was the name of the group that did those films?
Rankin Bass.
Yes, classic stuff, man. I got to give that another try. Like, when you have kids, you try and like turn them on to the things that you were into when you were young. Well, they didn't really care for Gremlins. I guess because it looked dated. And, with a lot of these older movies, the minute it comes on, it's like they know, Dad, this is one of your old movies.
It's like, no, but you have to watch Jaws. This is
Yes,
one of the greatest
I'm
American
telling you,
movies ever
I'm
made.
telling you guys.
The shark doesn't even show up until 45 minutes.
But one that they really love is A Christmas Story.
Oh, that's always good.
That is a great classic movie.
You'll shoot your eye out. And please, everybody.
You put your eye out with that thing.
Please do not, if you live in a place where there is snow, please do not stick out your tongue and put it up against like a telephone pole.
That's where Dumb and Dumber got it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that to me is one of the great Christmas movies. Of course, Home Alone, it just never gets old.
And that's also one of the first instances where I actually saw, I was like, oh, so if you curse and your mom makes you eat soap, that's what happens.
Yeah, that's what happens.
What did he try?
You never ate soap, Jay?
No, we talked about this. I did, but
I have eaten soap.
And he ate Lifebuoy, which is
still standing here too. Well,
Yeah.
I hope my mom's not listening, but yeah, I ate the bar soap. You know what I mean? Because I said, I don't know, even though I might not even have said a real cuss word. I might have said like HELL, or like I used
You
to say.
can't even say it now.
HE double matchsticks.
Or damn.
Yeah, and so I had the Zest bar, which is the Zest is the blue and the white one, right?
Ooh,
Yeah.
You had to eat Zest?
My mom put that thing in my mouth, and when she pulled it out, it's like the soap scraped on. Yeah, I'm telling you. Moral of the story, don't curse. I'm not going to be mad at my mom. I deserved it. Where were we? Oh, yeah. Classic Christmas songs.
A Christmas Story.
On that note, I'm Getting None for Christmas is definitely one of my favorites.
Yes.
Right? Yeah.
That's morbid.
I'm Getting None for Christmas. It's a great one.
Mommy
It's a cautionary tale, guys.
Mommy and Daddy are mad because
Yeah.
I ain't been nothing but bad.
Mommy and Daddy are mad again. Daddy never showed up. What did I do?
And then remember, like, what was it? Like right around the 90s, that's when they started having, like,
Oh, boy.
Santa got run over by a reindeer.
Yeah, it started getting
And then-
morbid, you know? It's the society, the media that's making us more violent. The
You
video
probably
games.
you probably couldn't make these days, like, I saw Mommy kissing Santa Claus because we were like, wait.
Hey, whoa there. What's going on here?
That's
That
lawsuit.
sounds like
right
your kind of movie. Yeah, so 702. So we've got that. We've also got Mount Carmel. It's got a great performance.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then DL Paris, home of the fantastic Fanihi Chase Barnett, also have a performance. 702. We're going to take a break, Jay, and we're coming back with Salvation Army. We got Polly Mike here.
We also need to clean the air about a couple things.
Like what?
And clean the air in the studio.
I'm sorry, bro. It's a little bit of an inside joke, but, you know, part of
You
my...
can pretty much figure out what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Chris broke wind. Like,
I'm sorry, guys, but, you know, it's just part of being healthy, Jay. If you're firing right, then you're going to expel the gas. And I'm on my fiber again. I'm really sorry, guys. It's been a minute since I got on the...
Metamucil game is strong.
No, I'm on the psyllium husk. You take like 10 of them, and you got to drink like 55 gallons of water. And then you're regular.
Yeah. And see, God bless Sabrina. Because
Guys, take your fiber, okay? Take your fiber, everyone.
Again, Sabrina's like the only girl in the room when she's here and everything
Yeah.
like that. And for the first couple like weeks of like when we did this show, like we go to commercial break and it's like, all right, we'll be right back with more on the link right here on KUM. And then she'd be like, are we off the air? Yeah. Which one of you guys farted? And me and Joseph are like, it wasn't us.
Yeah, but you know, really, to my Link fam out there, men, women, don't let your coworkers shame you when you're taking your fiber. You do you. You got to be regular, and you know, being regular, they should be encouraging me and telling me, you know, way to go, Chris, keep taking that fiber.
Yeah, and I encourage you to take the fiber. I also encourage you to get the hell out of the room when your stomach tickles.
It kind of explains our, you know, why we're still wearing the masks in here. 7:04. Take a quick break. And we're coming back with more of the Link. You had to go there, didn't
We're
you?
gonna wear like that. Remember that shirt? Okay, we're gonna wear 2 shirts from the '80s.
Yeah.
When we come back from commercial breaks, Joe Sir is gonna have like Frankie said.
And they're going to put it up over your nose.
No, and I'm gonna get like the shirt that says "Who farted?" The
Great.
booger war from Revenge of the Nerds.
Okay, 7:04
Revenge
again.
of the Nerds reference.
Wednesday, December 22nd, 2021. The Link continues next. Good
Do
morning.
you feel like you're missing out on something? Make life more rewarding with Pacific Points. Earn and redeem points for bill rebates and free load at IT&E, discounts on fuel at Shell, vouchers at Foodies, and United Mileage Plus miles. You can even pay with Pacific Points at IT&E, Shell, and Foodies. Pacific Points. Do more, get more.
Half a day. This is Governor Lou Leon Guerrero. If you're struggling to pay rent and utilities because of the pandemic, your government can help. Our Emergency Rental Assistance Program provides direct relief to you. To date, over $6.9 million has helped over 1,500 households.
Apply online at eoa.guam.gov or call the Department of Administration's Emergency Rental Assistance Program at 671-638-4518 or 19.
Get the job done the right way by getting the right stuff at East West Rental Center. With years of experience helping builders, we definitely got what you need. Call 646-1463 or visit us in Upper Tumon. Open Monday to Saturday from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. and on Sundays from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m.
Mariana's Irrigation and Landscape Superstore.
Stop on by and visit our showroom today. We offer everyday low prices on all major outdoor power equipment like bush cutters, chainsaw, power washer, generators, and more. Need service, repair, maintenance? Well, check out Guam's best superstore, only at Mariana's Irrigation and Landscape, located in Barragata along Army Drive between Submarina and Besta Market. Call 735-7446 for more information. Now shipping to surrounding islands. Mariana's Irrigation and Landscape Superstore.
Say hello to the First Hawaiian Bank mobile app. Got a question about your finances? You've come to the right place. Bring all your accounts together, even those that aren't with us, and see the big picture, right down to the smallest detail. Unlock powerful tools like Insights and Money Map that help you save time and take control of your finances. When you connect accounts with the First Hawaiian Bank mobile app, it all starts with yes.
The relationship between Guam and Manila, Philippines is undeniable as we share similar cultural traditions, history, and heritage. With generations of Filipinos calling Guam home, KUAM presents a monthly look at the capital city, featuring in-depth and engaging interviews on everything from medical tourism to new business and government leaders. Veteran newscaster Nestor Lecanto delivers Beyond Our Borders. This special program is brought to you by KFC. GU Self-Storage, conveniently located near the Harmon McDonald's. We offer affordable rates, online payments, and auto bill pay for your convenience. Plus gate access daily from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. Call us today at 648-7867 for more information.
Learn about people and organizations making a difference in our community on the greater good every Wednesday during The Link. Building awareness, promoting events, generating change. Find inspiration to seek out the greater good every Wednesday. Listen, watch, stream. Miss The Link? Miss a lot. Presented by Jay Goodman, a happiness company, and Guam Windward Memorial. Celebrate life.
Join KUAM every Wednesday on Primetime for Inside Business. It's our new weekly segment featuring the struggle of Guam's businesses during this global pandemic. We'll hear from industry leaders about the difficult decisions they were forced to make to implement cutoffs, layoffs, and shorten hours just to survive. It's the other side effect of COVID, the island's economic crisis. We'll also feature new businesses that managed to open and thrive during these challenging times. It's Inside Business every Wednesday on KUAM News Primetime.
The world of television is more exciting than ever. Don't miss a minute of special presentations from NBC on KUAM TV8 or from CBS on KUAM TV11. Every month, we'll bring you the fun and excitement of award shows and red carpet moments, special series presentations, and other great network programs. Brought to you locally by King's Restaurant, Ruby Tuesday Guam, and Docomo Pacific, giving you more reasons to tune in and turn on. Fall in love with TV again with the best from KUAM Communications.
Uno Mixed. We're mixing it up on the last Thursday of every month with a look at lifestyle, entertainment, food, and so much more on the stations, networks, and digital platforms of KUAM Communications.
Uno Mixed is presented to you by Docomo Pacific, Better Together, and Pepsi. That's what I like.
Basically, my life was a revolving door of just getting drugs, using drugs. My name is Anne-Marie Sablan. I'm 26 years old and I'm a student at Guam Community College, about to graduate with my associate's degree in human services. Got my high school diploma with GCC's Adult High program. The staff there is very helpful, they're very friendly, and it became like a family dynamic. It's possible for anybody, especially people like me who struggle with addiction.
Attention basketball fans, the wait is over. Clutch Guam presents the second annual McDonald's High School Basketball Classic, going down December 20th to January 8th at the Father Dueñas Jungle. Make sure you come through to watch some high school boys and girls varsity division action. You do not want to miss out. Special thanks going out to KUAM Sports. We'll see you there.
I didn't get screened because I was just afraid of it.
I procrastinated.
I didn't have any symptoms.
I didn't have insurance.
I didn't want to know.
There were several services that was available to me.
I got a mammogram.
Colonoscopy.
I know in my heart that early detection saved my life.
And I just tell people all the time, please go get screened.
question smart Chamorro kids have been asking since we started Christmasing. How does Santa get the toys when we don't have any chimneys on Guam, Jay? Did you ever ask?
I've thought about that, and then I said he actually runs it through the outside kitchen.
Runs it through the outside kitchen.
Yeah.
Comes up through the barbecue grill.
Yep, and of course you
or
have
sometimes through the septic tank. Whoa.
You have to have a proper outside kitchen on Guam, right? So you have to have like the one faucet
with a rag. Has to have the rag.
Oh, you had the rag. We had the piece of hose that you cut. And
You can do both, yeah.
Yeah. No, but the rag is actually better.
Right. Good morning. It's 7:15.
Did you have an outside kitchen in your house? We didn't.
Yeah, my grandma. So when we lived in Molesto on Kennedy Road, my grandma had of course, everybody had it's mandatory. Yeah, we had the outside kitchen, and the ground was dirt.
Yep.
And there would be this. My grandma had these pet
Food
chickens.
just tastes better when you prepare it out
It
like
does,
in that way.
especially the barbecue.
Yeah.
Frying
tastes
stuff.
better.
Yeah, even frying stuff on the wood fire. It's a different vibe.
Mm.
Yeah. The old way is always the best way.
Mm-hmm.
My grandma used to make big pots of champaladu in the outside kitchen because we had a lot of cousins, and so she was a miracle worker. I read in the Bible when I was young about you remember when Jesus fed the people and he made all the bread and the fish and the wine and all that stuff. I didn't think it was that miraculous because my grandma would do that every day with like one chicken. She would feed 30 of me and my cousins. I was like, oh, Jesus, what? Come check grandma. Grandma got, because she cut up the chicken. She cut it up into like 5,000 little pieces.
Yep.
And you might not get a piece of chicken, but you definitely get a little bit of kadu. And that's what hit. My grandma also had these pet chickens. Did you have?
My grandfather did. My tata had pet chickens.
Right. And these were the chickens that were like off limits. You could fight other chickens. You could, cut and pica chicken. But if you messed with Stanley, and Stanley was a smart chicken too. He had really long legs.
My tata's was his prize pig.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, the pig you could look, but you cannot agitate, and you cannot touch. And if you do, you're gonna get it.
And that pig could not be killed then, right?
Yeah.
It's like one of those animals. If you ever been around like animals, the ranch, whatever, once you make friends with it, that's it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
My party's like that. He's got these huge pigs. I mean, like huge, super huge. I always joke, how come you're not going to kill it all? Because the kids made friends with it when it was a little puppy piglet. 7/18, Wednesday, December 22nd, right here on the link. It's brought to you by Pacific Point, Scavo Enterprises, IT&E, and Jack in the Box. Burger King presenting Cover Me in a little bit, guys. Just wanted to let you know, though, that you could go get us or, someone special in your life. Hopefully we're special in your life, but, you don't have to. We don't need the validation of a gift, but other people might, and it's also very nice to do. It's kind of what we do at Christmas as well. You can give the gift of taste. Flame grilled Whopper taste. Jay.
Ooh.
These gift certificates, you can smell the Whopper on it. They got them in $20 books. Okay.
Their Impossible Whopper is flame broiled as well.
That's right. Yep.
And it's plant based. It's okay. I know a lot of you are just saying, "Oh, okay, well, whatever."
Yeah,
it's
like me, I'm actually saying, "Okay, Jay."
And the only thing I will basically say is, when it comes to plant based, the Impossible Whopper and everything, do not knock it until you try it. Try it at least once. It's very, very delicious.
Yeah, we've had it. It's good.
Plant based.
Yeah, but
And
I
it's good for
prefer
you.
the original.
Yeah.
No offense, Jay. You do you.
No.
7/18. Let's head over to the KUAM News Link Zoom room where Jason Salas is just about ready to interview some great people that we've been able to forge just a really good relationship with. It kind of seems like they just got here, right?
Well, Captains Eric and Carrie Rudd. I got their names right first.
Yes.
I've been interviewing them over the last couple months, and I was like, Carrick,
Yeah,
Ari, or something like that.
Rudd,
So
yeah.
it's the new
We've been
Brangelina,
Carrick
basically.
for a while. I got stopped in the grocery store the other day, and they said, "Captain Carrick?" And I said, "That's it, Carrick. Yes."
Why not?
See, it's a thing. It's trending on Twitter now.
It is.
Let me say first.
But Jay, do you remember when these guys first came in and we interviewed them, and it was during the pandemic, and it was they laid out like a lot of the things that they wanted to do, not just in terms of like the the holiday drives and all the stuff that we know the Salvation Army for, but a lot of discussion on like recovery work. So I was just thinking about that this morning because we're going to have you on, and it kind of took me back to that first interview we did, and now I mean you're pretty much family, right?
We feel very blessed. The community has been so gracious in embracing us and welcoming us into the fold. We just we love it here, and it does. It doesn't seem like a year and a half ago that we first had that conversation. So, thank you for your continued support. We love being here. We love KUAM.
Well, I remember, guys, when you made landfall, let's say like here on Guam and everything like that. The first interview we had with you guys, you guys said, this pandemic is happening, it's coming and everything like that. We're pretty sure, the world is going to change and everything. Knowing that, the only consistent that there is in life is change and everything like that. And seeing as how bad things got and you could never make a strategy, more than 2 days out without having to change it real quick and everything like that. How has it been for you guys as people who, you set your calendar and you have like a series of events and activities and community service initiatives that you want to put forth and everything like that. But it's just been such a topsy-turvy time, but you've managed to lead, to serve, and to inspire.
Thank you. Wow. I think, we're people of faith, and the book of Matthew says to not worry about tomorrow, for today has enough worries of its own. And so we just take it day by day, and it's really the model that those in recovery have to follow as well. Just take it one day at a time, and we make the plans, And sometimes they work and sometimes they don't, and they get altered. And so we always thank our staff for remaining flexible.
There was a lady that we used to work with in the Salvation Army, and her motto was I think an old Latin phrase from Hogwarts or something. She said, "Semper Gumby," because you got to stay ever flexible in the Salvation Army, because things change, and you got to be able to just roll with the punches. And because we don't know what people's needs are going to be. We don't know if a storm is going to make landfall tomorrow, or if someone's going to lose their home to a fire. We don't know these things, and yet we follow the one who does, and we just do our best to faithfully suit up, and we're able to do what we do because the generosity of our fellow Guamanians, the fact that people stop by our little humble red kettle and put money in. My goodness, thank you so much. That helps fund the programs. We're able to go and meet needs where people need food, or this last week we were able to go and buy a couple of girls a pair of shoes because their only pair of shoes broke. And it's because of the generosity of folks here on Guam that care for each other. Like I said it so many times, I don't want to seem trite, but it is a beautiful thing, and I've not seen it on the mainland. It is a special place. So cherish yourself, cherish your community, because you are a beautiful representation of what love and this island life could and should be.
Well, thank you very much. Beautiful words from the both of you, and I would say 10 bonus points to you, Captain Eric, for making a Hogwarts reference right here on the show. So
thank you.
That doesn't happen that often, but we'll take it. That's totally awesome. Okay, so the last time we're going to talk about, like Christmas season and everything you guys have going on. But the last time I actually got to spend some time with the two of you was a couple Saturdays ago when we had the brand new opening of your new thrift store. So I was there for, half an hour and everything like that, right when the doors open. It was fantastic. The live stream I did, the pictures we put up, got a ton of engagement. People said this is fantastic. How has the foot traffic been, and what's the vibe of the staff as people come in and just see the wonderful inventory that you have?
Well, we've been open for about a week and a half now, and it is busy. I mean, every time we go over there, the parking lot is just full, and we are just praising God for that.
Miss Doris is hiring new people, so we're looking to open 6 days a week very soon.
Wow.
Currently, we're Tuesday through Saturday, 9 to 4, but soon, within about a week and a half, when we get the staff in there, it's going to be 6 days a week, Monday through Saturday from 9 to 6.
Okay.
So, and we have so much merchandise.
So you're adding an extra day, and you're adding 2 hours per day.
Say again?
Oh, I'm sorry, Captain Gary. So you're adding an extra day of operation and 2 hours per day.
Absolutely.
Correct.
Because it was 9 to 4 before, man.
Yes.
Right. And the monies that are made through the thrift store, I mean, they go directly back to Guam. That's why it's so important. Historically, we've been a supported territory, and we are no longer. So it's just wonderful to see. I mean, you can come in, get a great bargain, but at the same time, know that you're providing for somebody on this island of Guam.
I also want to shed light. I remember when we were offline, but I asked the two of you when you guys came over here for Giving Tuesday, another event that we've been able to collaborate on, and it was so hot that day, just because it was very muggy and everything, and you both had your traditional white long sleeve pullover shirts and your ties, and I was like, is it against the tenets of the Salvation Army and of the church to loosen your tie? You guys, this is the first time I've actually seen you guys in open collar shirts, and you both look fetching. Those are very, very fashionable.
You know what? I'll be honest. I figured my boss wouldn't be watching today, and we're
still recorded.
We are 1 day away from the end of our kettle season. We've been going. Carrie and I haven't really had a day off since before Thanksgiving. So you know what? It's that time of year. We love the help that we get, and so we try to capture as much of it as we can, because we know so many people are extra sensitive during this season. So we try to have an extra cup of coffee and get to what we're supposed to do.
There you
just
go.
keep working.
Well, your supervisor, whoever
he campaign has been going fabulously.
Yes.
I mean, we have so many volunteers. I mean, island. Can we just shout out a few?
Absolutely. Shout it to the rooftops. Make a joyful noise, as they say.
Bank of Hawaii, Royal Kumea, Bank of Guam, several senators and mayors, student classrooms, GTA, Marianne, Pascua, Joshua Platt, CIFA Academy, Simon Sanchez High School, the Close-Up Club, Steel Athletics, maybe you saw them in their superhero gear, Mogul Oil of Guam, Tony and Thelma Cruz, Hannah Lee and Company, Little Learners Academy, Machua Lodge, 272, Anderson Elementary, and a local NA group, and then
Plus
dozens
scats.
of individuals and families that came out and just started traditions or continued their tradition of bell ringing. Our entire campaign has been 100% volunteers. And I've never seen anything like it in my life. I mean, we are busy every single day because every single day there are Guamanians that want to come out and ring this bell and raise funds for the Salvation Army because they know that it's going back to Guam.
And the two of you, obviously, you see it with your own eyes and you feel it in your own hearts is, you know, how people come out and they genuinely want to, you know, devote their time and their love. But I would say from the outside looking in, that's also people, like you said, I mean, we've been through so much and there's been so many bouts of, you know, of confusion and depression and, you know, people may feel lost and everything like that. They're like, this is a chance to give myself something to feel positive about if I can inspire my neighbors. And, you know, like the island is down right now, you know, I mean, you know, we're not completely out of this yet. So if I can do something to uplift, you know, the people that I share this wonderful island with and everything like that, you know, I'm first man up.
Absolutely. It is.
And that's how everybody feels. I'm not saying me.
Yeah, well, no, and it is that thing that buoys us up. Like we had the group of fourth grade girls, their friends last night. They wanted to come out and ring the bell. Mom wanted to teach them how to give back, and they totally got into it. Then I have my dear friends Tony and Thelma Cruz, who are down at Agana Shopping Center at Cinnabon every day of the week because they know that they're helping out, and it's just wonderful to see the joy that they bring.
This is the most invested community we have ever served in. And it's just so refreshing. We're kind of scared of having to leave ever because
so don't, please, just stay,
you know,
stay
we're
forever.
Like, oh my gosh, no, just keep us here.
Change your names.
Okay, there you go.
Captain Eric, all you have to do is just shave and nobody's going to recognize you. So you're
there
good.
You go. And maybe I'll go by Carrick again.
There you go. And, you know, you were saying a few moments ago, Captain Eric, that, you know, whoever your immediate supervisor, he or she may be, you're wondering if they were going to be watching and everything. Of course, your real boss is the guy upstairs and he's always watching.
Amen.
Absolutely.
And
I'm sure if my collar's up or not.
Yeah. Yeah. So, okay, we've got 3 days until the day when we celebrate Christmas and everything like that. If there are people watching right now and they feel, you know, the calling and they would like to help and they see the good work that you guys continue to do and everything like that, where can they come and meet up with you guys and how can they sign up?
So they can call 671-489-0787 and I will direct them to the appropriate person depending on what they want to do. If they want to help with food distribution, with toy distribution, if they want to be a part of the kettle ringing campaign, we've got places for you. So just give us a call and we'll fit you in.
Outstanding. So what has it been like, you know, with the staff? Let's just say, you said it's very, very busy. I'm sure seeing all of the people come in, you know, for those of us who have spent the last 2 years, you know, kind of in forced seclusion, it was a little awkward at first. And I'm not going to lie. Like when I went in the store, I was like, wow, there's so many people here. This is a little weird too, but in 2 minutes it just goes by and then you just see people, you know, giving each other, you know, that comfortable space. People saying like, oh, I heard a customer was asking like one of the attendants, you know, can I find like a keychain? And a total stranger just went up to them. Another shopper said, oh, I saw it over there. You know, it's people helping people.
Yeah. That it is a beautiful thing. That's like I don't know.
That's what Guam is. That's Guam. I mean, I remember being in Benson's and asking for something and this has never happened to me before because I'm from LA. He actually walked me to the product. I was like, you can just tell me what the aisle is. He's like, no, I'll walk you. I was like, oh, this is totally different.
Yeah, that's not happening in LA.
We're getting spoiled on the island of Guam.
In LA, they're going to say like, oh, I got to do my Pilates first and eat my avocado toast. And it's over there in aisle 4A. You know?
I'm going to strike a yoga pose right now. You can't bother me.
Yeah. Sorry, I can't be bothered. I'm working on my screenplay. You know?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so what is the Christmas holiday going to be like? You know, for the both of you and your staff when we finally get that one day to reflect, to remember the reason, you know, for Christmas, and you know, and then you guys, you know, hopefully get, you know, at least 1 day of proper downtime.
We're gonna nap.
We're gonna take a nap. Actually, I generally write my sermons on Saturday, so I study the whole week up, and then we do that. So, but you know what? We're going to just take the day. We're not doing kettles on Friday, and Saturday is Christmas Day. So we're just going to enjoy that. Our 22-year-old is on her own up in Kirkland, Washington. So it's just mom and me hanging out and under the Christmas tree and listening to Nat King Cole, just chilling, you know.
I'll cook him a roast. It'll be great.
You know, I've been through Kirkland. It's a wonderful place. I believe Jimi Hendrix's grave is there, I believe.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I've been to it. You would be surprised. It's very, very nondescript. It's just like this little, headstone and everything. Like, you blink twice and you'd walk right past it. But
interesting.
yeah, but it's in,
I didn't know that.
and
I'll have to tell Chloe that.
yeah, I must ask now. You were mentioning the good book earlier, and you quoted from the book of Matthew and everything. Throughout the last year and a half that you've been here on Guam, and you've been able to see as well as to share, right? Are there parts of the Bible or scripture that tend to you find inspiration on, and you've been sharing more than others as we've gone through all of these, like emotional as well as financial as well as health changes?
You know what? Just the fact that God is absolutely faithful. We don't know what tomorrow brings. I may not have a job. My circumstances may change dramatically. Yet the one that I follow is faithful. We followed it. We talked about it last Sunday at church from Isaiah 9, where he prophesied that there was going to be some relief and there was going to be a savior and a light in the darkness. And as we turn to 700 years later in the book of Luke, there Christ is born. And so we talked about it as our congregation. Yes, we've had some sorrowful times. There have been vicissitudes of life during this last 2 years that have been challenging. And the fact that God knows what's ahead, he's not going to leave us alone, and he pursues us in the darkness and sheds his light. That's my encouragement. You have a verse on us?
Romans 12:12. It says it's beautiful because it covers everything. Be joyful in hope, patient in affliction, because that's what's happening now, and faithful in prayer. If we can follow those three tenets, we'll be okay. We know that the Lord is in control, and we praise him for that.
Amen. And thank you for sharing that. Romans 12:12. We've asked people from other different types of churches, and Harvest Christian Academy also shared that passage with us, as well as some of the Catholic priests. So that's certainly that has a lot of relevance, and it's resonated well with the community, I would say.
Excellent.
Good.
We have the island is people full of faith, and I don't know. I think we find a lot more common ground here. We see so much divisiveness elsewhere. Here, we all come together, and I think it is because we are people of faith, people that are pursuing our better selves and trying to consider those around us, just as we have seen and read in Scripture, as Jesus showed us how to do.
Okay, let me ask on a personal note, if I may, for the both of you, as a married couple, as leadership in a church, and as people who constantly call upon the community to do what we can for those that are less fortunate. What has this experience meant to the both of you? How have you grown, coming to a new place, going through, what is probably for the majority of society right now, like the worst, time in their existence and everything like that. What has this meant for you, and what do you take into 2022?
This is a calling for Eric and I. It's not something that, I'm going to be honest, we even wanted to do, but we had to do. We had to sell our home. Yeah. We were compelled. We were convicted to sell everything and go into ministry and seminary. And so we're in the sweet spot of his will. And that's really, we know we are doing what we're supposed to be doing. And the fact that there is a camaraderie, a familial spirit about this island that I know I continue to say that. I'm telling you, it's not like this elsewhere. Yeah. And so, like I said before, we feel like we're getting a little bit spoiled because we are learning from the island of Guam. Yeah. We're learning from the people and the culture and the love and just the togetherness and the way everybody supports and uplifts one another. So really, that's what it's meant to me, is that I can learn from all of you.
And the fact for me that we go out and yes, we're able to meet the needs of those in the margins. It reminds me that, you know what, God knows our needs. And if we all pay attention, we will be adept at meeting those needs around us. We can't just pray and say, hey, God, fix it for that person. If we have the ability within our in our sphere of influence to do something, it's incumbent upon us to move forward and do that. So I think that people here are very aware of those around them. They're sensitive to the needs, and I don't know. It's kind of like Christmas all year long, really, if you think about it that way.
Yeah, again, and if I may, the backstory of Captains Eric and Carrie. Captain Eric, formerly a graphic artist, Captain Carrie, formerly a banker, felt God's calling upon them and said, I have more important work for you to do. I mean, I know you've got these wonderful, ambitious careers and everything like that, but there is more that I need you to do for the world and everything. And as beneficiaries, of the good work, and as partners of what you've been able to do, we so greatly appreciate you being part of our island community. I mean, Guam would not be what it is today if it were not for the two of you and your team.
You know what?
Thank you.
It feels like a love fest, because I was going to say the same thing with your team over there. It's just it's amazing, from Marie all the way to everybody in all of the technical areas. You guys show up, and you're more than just talk. You're committed, and you're invested, and we appreciate you. We appreciate your partnership, and God bless KUM family. We think you're wonderful.
Thank you
I
so
remember
much.
one time we were planning with KUAM about the backpacks, and I'm telling you, within like 20 minutes, boom, 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 it was all planned. I was so impressed with everybody over there.
Yeah.
I was like, wow.
That's what we do. And because we had like 3 or 4 things lined up, and we're like, all right, let's get all these. No time like the present. That's kind of like our unofficial mantra here at KUM. But
absolutely.
But we'd love to have you on. I know Christmas is right around the corner, everything like that. But if for some reason, I know you guys have a bunch of things going on. When will again, Captain Carrie, the hours and the day be extended over at the thrift store? When does that kick in?
We will put it on social media. We'll
Okay.
let you know, probably within a week.
Okay, and if there are people that they heard about you guys are hiring additional staff to man the thrift store, are there?
Go on Indeed. Indeed.com.
Indeed. Okay. Yeah.
And look under Salvation Army Guam.
Fantastic place to find a job. Indeed.com, everybody. So the love continues, career opportunities continue, but more importantly, like the commitment to making Guam the best it can be continues as well. So we love you guys, and we really appreciate you guys being here.
God bless you
so
guys.
much.
Merry Christmas to you. And Sabrina,
Merry Christmas. We love those
Chris and
collared shirts
everybody.
too. I can't say that enough.
God bless you guys.
All right, thank you so much, and please stay tuned, everybody. Smiles all around on this wonderful Wednesday morning. The link continues right after this.
The Novena to the Christ Child, a podcast series on KUAM Communication, a local Christmas tradition reimagined with all 9 days available on demand on the KUAM Podcast Network beginning December 6th and streaming on all our digital media platforms, as well as nightly at 7 p.m. on Isla Digital Radio.
The holidays are here, and you know what that means. Time to gather with family and friends, dress up our homes, and explore the Christmas season in paradise. Why not share these moments for a chance to win $100 in cash? Log on to visitguam.com/Instaguam today to participate in the Guam Visitors Bureau's #InstaGuam photo and video contest. A winner will be chosen every week, so share your best holiday moments now and win. Brought to you by GVB, making Guam a better place to live, work, and visit.
Basically, my life was a revolving door of just getting drugs, using drugs. My name is Anne-Marie Sablan. I'm 26 years old, and I'm a student at Guam Community College, about to graduate with my associate's degree in human services. Got my high school diploma with GCC's Adult High program. The staff there is very helpful. They're very friendly, and it became like a family dynamic. It's possible for anybody, especially people like me who struggle with addiction.
The Novena to the Christ Child, a podcast series on KUAM Communication, a local Christmas tradition reimagined with all 9 days available on demand on the KUAM Podcast Network beginning December 6th and streaming on all our digital media platforms, as well as nightly at 7 p.m. on Isla Digital Radio.
Let's get merry during the most wonderful time of the year by making spirits bright. KUAM Communications and Coast 360 want to highlight your decorations and lights by flooding the social media pages of KUAM with your videos and photos. Finish your holiday setup, snap a few shots or video of your delightful display, and send it to us through social media or email them to promotions@KUAM.com. Check out our posts every Friday or tune in to KUAM News Weekend Edition for a special montage of the submissions certain to be making spirits bright with every broadcast. Warmest holiday wishes from KUAM Communications and Coast 360 Federal Credit Union. Together, we thrive.
Attention basketball fans, the wait is over. Clutch Guam presents the second annual McDonald's High School Basketball Classic, going down December 20th to January 8th at the Father Duenas Jungle. Make sure you come through to watch some high school boys and girls varsity division action. You do not want to miss out. Special thanks going out to KUAM Sports. We'll see you there.
Now, my Christmas memory kind of goes old school because I remember when my dad, my mom, and my sister and I would go down to Agani Heights, and this is like mid-'80s, early '90s. And basically back then on Christmas Day, Guam, everything shut down except the gas stations and the fire department and the police department. So you drive down, Route 4, the whole strip, everything, like all decorated. Christmas lights, even during the daytime and everything like that, headed there. The streets were, see people walking back and forth, going from church. You see the baby Jesus being brought around the village. People just in really good moods and everything like that. It was such a really, really wonderful time to spend Christmas. And that one day out of the year, you really look forward to it, not because of presents, not because of, Santa or the food or everything like that, just that you would have that sense of like peace and like things were just so out of the ordinary, but in very, very positive ways.
Far away from home, but not from our hearts. The following special season's greetings from our troops overseas and around the world for you at home.
Happy holidays, Guam. We'll see you all next year.
These special season's greetings from our troops are brought to you locally by the station bringing families together, KUAM Communications and Coast 360 Federal Credit Union. Together, we thrive.
Let's celebrate the holidays together. Join KUAM and our village mayors for our virtual Christmas lights parade on Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. We'll take you on a tour around the island to see how each village is making spirits bright. We'll also have some holiday performances and messages from families and troops across the globe. Grab your eggnog and hot chocolate and let's celebrate together. Airing on Christmas Eve at 1 p.m. on KUAM TV 8 and 4 p.m. on KUAM TV 11. And then on Christmas Day, December 25th, watch a special encore at 10:30 a.m. following our live broadcast at 9:30 a.m. Christmas Mass Live from Hagåtña Cathedral Basilica.
The Village Mayor's Virtual Christmas Light Parade is presented to you by KUAM Communications and Coast 360. Together, we thrive, making spirits bright this holiday season. KUAM's multi-platform morning show, The Link, just got a little more delicious with Feed Me Fridays. Chris, Sabrina, Jason, and the rest of the morning crew will take some time off each Friday to talk, taste, and tempt you with all the latest and greatest food and drinks on Guam. Old faves, new hits, and everything else we can put in our bellies. It's Feed Me Fridays on The Link. Brought to you by King's Restaurants, Ruby Tuesday Guam, and Devondale. Real milk from free grazing cows.
Christmas in the islands, you hear the people say. It's Christmas in the islands, the old Chamorro way. They serve vanilla snuggle in just the same old way. It's fine and good, it's good money, the old Chamorro way.
Hey, good morning. It's Wednesday. Jason Solis's Salvation Army interview was brought to you proudly by The Greater Good. Jay Goodman, quality products, best customer support, friendly service, and great Christmas specials. They're at Agutnia Shopping Center. Order online 24 hours at guamgoodman.com. In-person pickup and Guam delivery is free. Order with confidence. It is the Jay Goodman way and Guam Windward Memorial, because your love is everlasting. Forever and ever. Amen. For more info or to schedule a tour, please call 671-688-6371. Jay, let's say that somebody wanted to give their loved one the gift of the jab for Christmas. Is there an availability or a chance for them? Because, I don't know if they're going to be able to give the jab on Christmas morning. It's not like you can, gift wrap a public health nurse and stick them under the tree.
Very true. And of course, as we've been saying, this week and next week are a little bit weird schedule-wise, for anybody. School's obviously out, private companies, industries, whatever your schedule is. Thrown a little bit off of whack, understandably, because this Friday, Christmas Eve, next Friday, New Year's Eve. So the schedule for vaccinations and booster shots. You can get the vaccine clinic schedule on the governor's Facebook page right now. But just to let you know, the Northern Regional Community Health Center. Say that 3 times fast.
Yeah.
Starting.
Or you could just say Dedito Public Health.
There you go. Started on Monday and so through today and tomorrow through Christmas Eve, and then December 27th through the 30th, available from 10 in the morning until 6 p.m. So the Dedito Public Health Clinic through this Thursday. Of course, they're closed on Christmas Eve, and then starting next Monday through Thursday from 10 a.m. until 6 p.m. on December 26th. So they will be open on Sunday if you need to get a vaccine booster shot. December 26th and January 2nd, 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. So on Sunday, the day after Christmas and the day after New Year's, Dedito Public Health is open from 1 to 4. Down south in Inalahan.
Inalahan.
Go ahead.
No,
you got to finish the line, man.
Making my home in you.
There you go. So today, tomorrow, and then on the 27th, so that would be Monday through Thursday next week, please make an appointment. Walk-ins welcome. Curbside vaccinations also available if you happen to be transporting a person with a disability. And UOG Fieldhouse in Mingilao today and tomorrow, 11 to 5, if you need to get your vaccine over in Mingilao. And then again, next Monday through next Thursday, 11 in the morning until 7 p.m. If you want to see any of this stuff, just go to tinyurl.com/VAX Guam.
Right. There was a big announcement, kind of a press conference with President Biden yesterday, kind of outlining where we are with the Omicron variant, which is basically it's everywhere. This is the variant, the new variant, the variant of concern that is supposed to be 7 or 8 more times transmissible than the Delta variant. But what we're seeing, so far, this could change at any second with this freaking COVID, is that it's milder, it seems like. But President Biden did make some moves. Like, I think that he's going to be using military personnel, Jay, to help staff hospitals, which I guess they're anticipating may become crowded or overcrowded as we get deeper into this Omicron variant.
Yeah, and the governor is emphasizing the fact that we, like a lot of people here, they say, Guam never stopped taking off the mask, and for the most part. So, if you maintain, hopefully that gets us like a little bit more prepared. And she's even said, it's not if, but when, and it's pretty much inevitable that we are going to be touched by Omicron to some degree.
Yep. 7:49. Good morning. President Biden also said that they were going to make half or 500 million COVID-19 home tests available. So we'll see if that's going to happen here on Guam, if we're going to be getting our home COVID-19 kits. Some people already have them. Right, I noticed people who have gone off island, they'll pick them up at the drugstore there, or if you've been part of any kind of sports or government traveling delegation, a lot of times they're able to also get those little home kits. They kind of look like lollipops, right? The little swab, and you stick that suck up in there. Yeah, so, tomorrow, guys, there was a release that came out of the governor's office. Leon Guerrero Tenorio administration hosting drive-through holiday wishes. Governor invites island to spread cheer, receive Christmas treats. This out of Agatna, Guam. Governor Liu and First Gentleman Jeff Cook inviting the island community to share in the joy of Christmas during their drive-through holiday wishes event at Government House in Agatna Heights. This is tomorrow for an hour and a half from 6 to 7:30 p.m. Kids will receive a holiday treat while supplies last. The Guam Territorial Band will also be featured on-site performing holiday music. The holidays are about spreading cheer and gifts that inspire a smile and joy this giving season. First Gentleman Jeff and I are excited and happy to invite our island to the Government House for sweet treats, jolly music, and a special appearance by Santa himself, said Governor Leon Guerrero. It was important for us to ensure that we do what we can to make this cherished time especially meaningful and memorable. The people of Guam have made so much progress throughout this challenging year, and we want to extend our heartfelt appreciation personally.
Now, I want to see how Santa's going to get into Government House, because like we were talking about earlier, Government House, I know for a fact there's not a chimney, and I'm pretty sure there's no outside kitchen in Government House.
I think that Santa will parachute in.
Oh, there you go.
I think he's going to parachute into Government House, right?
He's also got to pass security.
Because he's got to park the sleigh out in the bow basin because of the hunters, the deer, especially Santa's deer. There's a lot of good meat on there. So I think he's going to parachute in, kids. There are rules and guidelines. Of course there are. Individuals must remain in their vehicles. Okay, you have to turn off any mechanical ventilation of the vehicle, meaning your aircon, basically, guys, before driving up to receive treats. You can tell whoever wrote this did not want to use aircon. Face masks must be worn by all individuals in the vehicle when receiving the treats. Drive-through directions, guys. You know where Government House is. Well, that's tomorrow, 6 to 7:30. Okay, at 7:53. Yeah, Rosemary comments here. With a watch over Omicron, it's going to be difficult with the governor raising the social gathering limit to 100 people. Yeah, I mean, she kind of raised that up, but I think at the point she did, people have already checked out. There's been little to no. You guys know the surge. We hardly heard from these guys, and so I think people have finally accepted that it's just the way it's going to be moving forward. Whether it's the Omicron variant or what's after Omicron. Phi?
Yeah, it's Phi, or I should know this.
Yeah, anyway, so whatever variant is going to come down the road, you guys know the deal. Just wear your masks, wash your distance, wash your hands. Live life. Live life.
Remember what Landon from NWS said when he came back? He said he's already seen the mall. The mall is packed.
Yeah, I mean,
it's hard to find parking, and this is a facility which has a parking garage 3 layers high, and all the stuff on the side. And he said, it's hard to find parking. So he goes, it looks like almost normal Christmas shopping.
Right. Yeah. So I think at this point, any kind of announcement that the governor makes, I don't think people are really paying attention to that anymore. As we've kind of been used to being on our own out here. 7:54. We're going to take a quick break. We're jumping on KUAM TV. We're getting Polly Microsostomo. We've got a bunch of Christmas performances, and we've also got this clip from Governor Liu, as we were able to get her yesterday on above step recruitment. And so our Daniel Perez was able to catch up with her. I think that was at UOG.
Yeah.
Right.
Right before, because Daniel also reported yesterday on KUM.com that the governor herself administered the booster shot to her granddaughter.
Right. And so Daniel was able to ask her, hey, do you have any... It was funny because he was like, would you care to comment on the above step recruitment? And she was like, yes, I would care to comment. Of course, it's a hot issue right now. So we're going to play that little sniblet from the governor. It's pretty insightful. I was able to check it out during one of the earlier interviews in the show. And what I found was surprising, and you guys will see for yourself, is that the governor admits that she was involved in the hiring or the above step recruitment for the DYA deputy director. Which to me was concerning because, anytime you're applying for a job, is it public health? Does the governor go in and look at these applications? Is that how we hire now? You know what I mean? I thought there was a whole... she is the governor, though, right? What are you going to do? Tell her no? So we'll play that clip coming up here at 7:56. Quick break, though. We're brought to you by Pacific Points, Calvo Enterprises, IT&E, and Jack in the Box. It's the link. Good morning.
Say hello to the first Hawaiian Bank mobile app, where you get smart insights into your finances so you can make smart decisions with your money. With a daily personalized feed, you can compare your monthly income to spending. That's better. Discover where your money is actually going. You might be surprised. See what's essential and what isn't. The more you use the app, the smarter it gets. With insights from the first Hawaiian Bank mobile app, it all starts with yes.
Do you feel like you're missing out on something? Make life more rewarding with Pacific Points. Earn and redeem points for bill rebates and free load at IT&E, discounts on fuel at Shell, vouchers at Foodies, and United Mileage Plus miles. You can even pay with Pacific Points at IT&E, Shell, and Foodies. Pacific Points. Do more, get more.
The relationship between Guam and Manila, Philippines is undeniable as we share similar cultural traditions, history, and heritage. With generations of Filipinos calling Guam home, KUAM presents a monthly look at the capital city, featuring in-depth and engaging interviews on everything from medical tourism to new business and government leaders. Veteran newscaster Nestor Lecanto delivers Beyond Our Borders. This special program is brought to you by KFC.
GU Self-Storage, conveniently located near the Harmon McDonald's. We offer affordable rates, online payments, and auto bill pay for your convenience. Plus gate access daily from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. Call us today at 648-7867 for more information.
Mariana's Irrigation and Landscape Superstore. Stop on by and visit our showroom today. We offer everyday low prices on all major outdoor power equipment like bush cutter, chainsaw, power washer, generators, and more. Need service, repair, maintenance? Well, check out Guam's best superstore only at Mariana's Irrigation and Landscape, located in Barragata along Army Drive between Submarina and Besta Market. Call 735-7446 for more information. Now shipping to surrounding islands. Mariana's Irrigation and Landscape Superstore.
Get the job done the right way by getting the right stuff at East West Rental Center. With years of experience helping builders, we definitely got what you need. Call 646-1463 or visit us in Upper Tumon. Open Monday to Saturday from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. and on Sundays from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m.
The Culture Club returns to KUM Digital and KUM News Weekend Edition, highlighting Guam's young artists, activists, and crafters as they work to protect, preserve, and promote our Tamoto culture. Watch this weekly feature on the digital platforms of KUM News Weekend Edition, brought to you by Hanum, the freshest bottled water made in Guam. Pacific Matters is a half-hour news, culture, and lifestyle show focused on issues that impact Guam, the Northern Mariana Islands, and the larger Pacific region. Join Tomas Naglonia every Monday to discuss politics, trends, and take a deep dive into the issues changing our island home, because what happens in the Pacific matters.
See what's on TV tonight with schedules, network news and notes, local promotions and giveaways on KUAM Communications social media pages. Like and follow us on Facebook or Instagram now for all the latest and never miss out.
Good morning, Guam. Ho, ho, ho. Merry Christmas. It's 8 o'clock. I don't know why I keep almost saying Christmas. Marriage. It's from the, what's that movie? Princess Bride?
Yeah.
Yeah. Good morning. It's 8
Have
o'clock.
fun storming the castle.
It's 8 o'clock. We're KUAM FM and Agani, Guam.
Princess Bride, not a holiday movie, but
Should be.
okay. Sorry, we touched upon.
Good morning, KUAM TV.
Yeah.
Prepare for Jason Solis. Go ahead. What's your
Off tangent. Okay.
Yes.
Do you or do you not, Chris Barnett? As a fan of cinema.
Oh, do you or do you not? Chris Barnett.
And DJ Joser, do you guys recognize Home Alone and Die Hard as legit Christmas movies?
Home Alone is totally a Christmas movie. Hello, it's totally a Christmas movie. Die Hard is a stretch. I feel like Die Hard is just this thing that, as a Christmas movie, it's like this guy thing. Like guys, it's in their DNA.
But Christmas was
Die
one of
Hard
the,
is a Christmas movie,
Die Hard is actually more of a Christmas movie than Home Alone, you can argue.
No, because Home Alone is, I mean, he's home alone at Christmas.
He's home, yeah, but it was
I gotta watch Die Hard again.
Christmas was just incidental. Like Die Hard was the Christmas party at the Nakatomi Towers. And then
so there is obviously a Christmas. Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's a Christmas movie, sure. Yeah. Well, let's. No, he knows 8:30. It's 8:01 now. Pacific Point's proud to present our 8 o'clock newscast. We have Tomas Maglotnia coming up to look at regional news, and of course, Polly Mike Chrysostomo about Christmas masses and the Christmas meaning. All coming up right here on the link. In for Sabrina Salas-Mantanani with the very latest in our 8 o'clock newscast, brought to you again by Pacific Points from the KUAM News team. Good morning, Jason Salas.
Good morning, Chris. Good morning, KUAM TV. Good to see everybody, and good morning to all of you watching worldwide right now on Facebook Live and YouTube. Gambling devices in local news will remain illegal on Guam as the Supreme Court upheld a lower court's decision made last year that Reventax's gaming regulations and issued licenses are void, according to a release from the Office of the Attorney General. This ends the decade-long battle over whether certain gambling devices may be lawfully licensed on Guam, again, according to AG Levin Camacho. For the third straight day in coronavirus news, Guam's COVID area risk score, the metric that assesses infection in the territory, has crept up slightly. Last night's numbers say the CAR score increased to 0.9, up a tenth from the previous day. 17 new cases were reported from 684 tests, with 6 people hospitalized for COVID-19. 2 of those patients have not received the vaccine. Let's go back to the newsroom now, where we have the rest of your morning headlines. Here's your link update.
This news update is brought to you by Pacific Points. Do more, get more.
Hafa good morning, everyone. Guahusi Isaiah again with your headlines here on the link. A public hearing was held Tuesday on a bill to set the process for a local war claims program. Originally, it was meant to address an estimated 700 claimants that didn't meet the December 2016 federal filing deadline. But Senator Joanne Brown questioned DOA Director Edward Byrd about language in the administration's proposed measure that would open the program to the hearers of all those who died after the war. You'll recall that was the amendment by Speaker Teresa Lahi that was added to the original bill, but later removed from legislation.
You know, we corrected that. So, but now the administration's including in their version that they want to open it up. Is that what's being told to us here with this language?
That's what the language says.
Interesting. Well, 10 million isn't going to do it. And Mr. Chair, like I said, I raised the objection. If this is coming from a federal source, which to me, ethically and morally, that money should come from the hands of the federal government.
Brown points out the irony of using the general fund as the source for the payouts. She says, in effect, it's the current taxpayers of Guam who are paying reparations for war atrocities by the Japanese occupation forces that were later forgiven by the U.S. government.
To ask our people to compensate themselves for atrocities that were brought upon them is not right. And certainly if we're going to open this up, then let's have a bigger discussion on where's the real money going to come from, because $10 million really isn't much of anything that's going to even come anywhere near addressing the number of people that would be eligible with this type of language.
Brown described it as paying out money for the sake of paying out money. Under the Federal War Claims Program, the funding source was so-called Section 30 monies. Those are taxes paid by U.S. government employees on Guam that are rebated back to Gov Guam. Another public hearing will be held on the bill. Are some of the FEMA personnel still on island? Well, majority left last week. Public Health shared with KUM just how many stayed behind, along with an update on the quarantine and isolation facility. KUM's Daniel Perez reports.
With the island out of its third surge, most FEMA personnel have gone, while some chose to stay and continue to aid the island. Public Health PIO Janela Carrera gave a breakdown of their positions and numbers.
We do have some that stayed and are remaining with us. So we had about 10 that left, and we do have some that are remaining. So we have about 27, and they're not all nurses. I just wanted to make that clear. We have one doctor, one nurse practitioner, and then the remaining mix are about RNs, LPNs, and some that are EMTs.
Carrera added that the FEMA personnel will be on island till mid-January, since the contract extensions were approved. When asked if public health put in a request for more aid,
we continue to request support from our federal partners. And it's, of course, as the situation dictates. And again, as I mentioned, we've been very fortunate that our requests have always been met, and they continue to work with us and support our needs based on the situation moving forward. And it really depends on whether or not we see another surge or what the situation again dictates. So it really remains to be seen what occurs in the future moving forward.
As for the isolation facility,
we did make some changes with regards to the isolation facility. So the isolation facility still remains at the Bayview Hotel, and that is still available to those who need government or isolation facility in the event that their home is not a suitable location to have as an isolation facility.
Carrera stated that there isn't a need for a quarantine facility as most travelers coming into Guam are fully vaccinated or present a negative COVID-19 test, enabling incoming travelers to bypass quarantine. Carrera added that if travelers present neither proof of vaccination or a negative COVID test, they can quarantine at home or at the hotel they're staying in. Daniel Perez reporting for Guam's News Network.
President Joe Biden announced his appointments to a commission that will advise him on Asian American and Pacific Islander concerns and advance equity and opportunity among the groups. Among the appointees is former Guam delegate and University of Guam president Dr. Robert Underwood. KUM's Nestor Lecanto has more.
Dr. Underwood is one of 23 commissioners appointed by President Biden to the White House Advisory Commission on Asian Americans, Native Hawaiians, and Pacific Islanders. The commission is housed under the Department of Health and Human Services, which may give Underwood an inside track.
You know, the Secretary of Health and Human Services, Secretary Becerra, and I are actually pretty good friends. And so I relish this opportunity, and he's sort of the co-chair. And of course, the commission is sort of housed in his agency. And, you know, he and I came into Congress at the same time. And so I look forward to working with him and exploring some of these issues.
Secretary Xavier Becerra is a former congressman from California. Among the issues Underwood expects to discuss with him,
making sure that we have a kind of a permanent set of circumstances to access quality health care. Of course, dealing with the pandemic. How do we deal with that? What is the, and the disproportionality of it? Different communities are experiencing the pandemic in different ways.
He says senior health care will also be in focus.
When you lose your senior population in Guam because they're not comfortable with the health care that is available in Guam, a lot of government of Guam retirees, federal retirees, they go off island. That money, they take that money with them, and they take those healthcare dollars with them.
He says the commission is expected to get together in January and expects their efforts will culminate next May in conjunction with the observance of Asian American Pacific Islander Awareness Month. For Guam's News Network, I'm Nestor Lecanto.
That's it for now. We'll see you tonight for KUAM News Primetime.
News Update is brought to you by Pacific Points. Do more, get more.
All right, and now let's go back to the KUM News Zoom room where we bring in a man of faith and a leader of the flock here in a very opportune time to talk about the true meaning of Christmas for our island community. Father Mike Chrysostomo, Pali, good morning and happy holidays to you.
Good morning, Jason, and yes, indeed, a blessed holidays to all of you as well.
And, you know, kind of normally like a very busy time for people in your line of work, but in very, very positive ways. What are you seeing as far as turnout to mass, and maybe has there been a change in sentiment from the community and what you can see when they attend services?
Indeed, it's been a tremendous and remarkable change. Many of our people are coming back into the churches, and I'm not sure if you're aware of the 9-day novena masses that we do around the island. So we have what they call Misan Godzu or Misa de Gallo or Simba Gabi. It is a 9-day of masses at 4 o'clock in the morning or 4:30 in the morning. Some parishes have it at 5. But people gathered, and we counted an estimated of over 400 people at 4:30 in the morning for these 9-day masses so far. We are in our 7th day now, and it's just been a remarkable change in people's, attending church, and the protocol is still trying to be observed, sanitization, mask wearing, and all that stuff. But regardless of all of that, the faith and the uplifting, and many of them said it's time that we come back. It's time that we celebrate the reason for this season and to give thanks to God for just kind of enduring this whole pandemic. And we're not over yet with this pandemic, but many of them still realize that it's still here and we can still get it. But they're moving forward, and they would like to just give that thanks to God for that blessing.
Mm-hmm. And on that note, I know as you maybe put together your homily and get the sermon ready for Christmas Eve and for Christmas Day, and the message that you would like to share. We had Captains Carrick and Ari Rudd, of course, the leadership of the Salvation Army Guam, on earlier this morning, and I asked them, was there anything from the scripture that they thought was kind of fitting for this weekend? And they cited Romans 12:12. Is there any piece of from the good book that you think you'll be trying to reinforce to the community as they remember the true meaning of Christmas?
In fact, so the other day I preached on this, and it's something I was working on as far as a message, and it comes from the Gospel of Luke. Mary went in haste to visit her cousin Elizabeth and to announce the good news that she has a child. And that idea of going in haste and visiting others is a message that I'm trying to work on and work around this idea that we should not just keep the message or the good news to ourselves. It was meant to be shared. It was meant to be taken and given to others, and hoping that visitation, and this is the key thing for the gospel passage, Mary went to visit her cousin. And I hope that many of us can take that time, that opportunity to visit, understanding, of course, we're still in COVID, but to be safe at it. And not to be afraid. I think the gospel message also carries that message of do not be afraid, and go out there and visit with each other and be family with each other. And I think it's also the spirit of love and peace, but also a spirit of forgiveness. As a church continues to heal from this abuse crisis, for example, seeking forgiveness for our brothers who have fallen and have abused kids. That's a big thing for us now, is trying to recover from that and asking the people for forgiveness and mercy for what the church has done or what the church has not done. Mm-hmm. We certainly, would like to continue that message of peace and love.
Mm-hmm. I was always curious, Father, when it comes to you putting, your homily together and making, consulting the gospel about what you're going to say. How far out do you kind of, begin to maybe to study or to do research and to kind of, find, what you're going to be talking about?
For me personally, I consult various resources, but there's only so much you can do as far as research, and as long as you spend your hours and doing it and praying over it, at some point you're just gonna have to say, Holy Spirit, activate, come in and do your stuff. I got that phrase, Holy Spirit activate, from a friend of mine
from TikTok.
And, yeah, and
yep,
so,
I've seen the videos.
It is just a cool phrase. I think it's a wonderful way of saying, come, Holy Spirit, and fill us with your peace and love.
Has there ever been a time like right before Mass, you had all of your notes prepared and you had, you had the bookmark ready in the Bible, and then right before, you go out to greet the congregation, it just happens organically, or, God just speaks to you and says, this is what you have to talk about, and this should be your message for today?
Every time, Jason, every moment. I always say that I'm the one speaking these words, but really it's not me, it's God. And I'm just his instrument that he speaks through me. And the message is his message, not mine. And I always have to remind myself, get out of the way and let God do his work.
You are but a vessel, right?
Yes,
okay.
Indeed.
I know that one of the things that you have been preaching, for lack of a better term, right, throughout the pandemic is, the mental health of not even people that, belong to your parish and everything, but Guamanians across the island and everything, heading into this holiday season and this week and everything. Like, from your observation, has that that sentiment changed in any way? Are people, do they have any more sense of like optimism or kind of like cautious caution about themselves and depending as compared to where we were last year?
I think there's been a growth and a significant change in the community going out and helping one another. Definitely, we've seen, the suicide cases, for example, increasing. Mm-hmm. And I think we need to still get the message out to people that, whatever they're going through, whatever struggles they're facing, that they're not alone, that we are here with them. And I think that's been a message throughout this pandemic, prior to the pandemic, and even during the pandemic, that in spite of all the difficulties and challenges that you're doing, you're not alone. And there are people here, there are organizations that are here that are willing to help. And if you just give them that opportunity, but all it takes is a phone call, all it takes is a friend asking, or even the individual, crying out for help. Sometimes we are blinded because we don't see any signs. Just recently, there was a suicide case in our parish where we didn't even see any signs of this individual wanting help or needing help. But yet, we were just oblivious to it. And we got to be a bit more vigilant and a bit more observant as to what kind of other signs that we're not seeing that they may be kind of manifesting and we're just not getting it. But yeah, I think there's still that need to reach out to people, especially during the holidays. Many of them perhaps don't have jobs. Many of them, can't even feed themselves. I see families out in the streets more and more, just trying to, get something to eat. And so there are those type of things. And I hope that our people will be willing to reach out to them. And more recently, the victims of the super typhoon in the Philippines, where many of our families are there and have been affected by it. And so that's another thing that we're concerned about and that we're trying to raise funds for, to be able to send to the Philippines to help people out there.
Mm-hmm. How strong has the congregation gotten, maybe, especially since the third wave that we just went through a few months ago, since that kind of subsided and everything like that, as far as the number of people filling the pews?
Much stronger. We're more knowledgeable. We're more experienced. So when there's a positive case, we have a team in most of the parishes now that are able to test and be able to do contact tracing. Public health, and we still will continue to work with them and still are open to working with the government. But we've managed to have our own testing sites. As you know, I'm sure you guys are aware, FD and Academy, for example, are testing sites for not just the Catholic Church or Catholic schools, but for anyone on the island that's in need. It's just another way of how government and church can continue to work together. And I think when people see that, there's a little bit more calmness and more confidence. And I think that's where, for me, at least, I've seen many of our people returning back to the church because at least they see that level of confidence in leadership. But still a lot of work to do. I'm not saying we're perfect, but we still have a lot of work to do to move ahead.
Absolutely. And then, before I let you go, can you maybe just extend an invitation to everybody out there about the term midnight mass? For those of us that are, like around our age, carries a completely different connotation than what it's become as far as scheduling and everything like that. Like, I remember attending midnight mass that actually happened, like 11:59 at Agana Heights, like way back. With some of my most cherished Christmas memories and everything like that. But what is midnight mass today?
Well, midnight mass, into money, at least at St. Anthony's Church, midnight mass is at midnight. And we are opening we are having actually vigil masses. We have a vigil mass at 5 and another vigil mass at 7, and then midnight mass. And then, of course, Christmas Day, we have our 6 a.m., 9 a.m., and 11 a.m. And so that's our Christmas schedule here in the parish. And of course, the Archdiocese has put out already a Christmas schedule for all the parishes, so people will be able to see their own parish or other churches that may have different times for the Christmas days.
Absolutely. So thank you for that, Father. And Father, may I ask anyway, I know you've got a lot of obviously a lot of words to pass along over the next like 5 or 6 days, but would you be so kind as maybe to lead us in prayer right now, since it is Christmas week?
Thank you. Indeed, it'll be my honor. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and the Holy Spirit, amen. God, our Father, we know that you are the true source of goodness, and you've given us your Son to be our Savior, our Lord. And I know you have not abandoned us, because you are the God who is with us, God Emmanuel. And that as we celebrate this season, that we are reminded of the true reason that we celebrate and we give you thanks for is because of your Son, Jesus Christ. He is the one that has given his life so that we may have life. And bless all those who continue to spread the message, especially those individuals and those organizations and even media who continue to hold to your word, the truth, and that truth be shared with others. Protect them from all evil and all harm. For we ask this through Christ our Lord. Amen. The Father,
Amen.
Son, and Holy Spirit.
Amen.
Viva Niño Jesús!
Viva!
I was just gonna say Viva, but he beat me to it.
Hey, when in doubt, Viva it out,
Yeah.
Polly.
Chris always has to upstage you every time you come on the show, Father.
Come on.
And he can have it. He can have it.
Thank you, Father Mike, and Merry Christmas.
I'll be lucky. God bless.
8/22, Wednesday, December
Merry Christmas,
22nd, right on. Jason Salas continuing with our 8 o'clock newscast, brought to you by Pacific Points. Jason?
And as they say, you know, like in show business, tough act to follow. When you've got a priest of that calendar sharing the good word in such an uplifting way and everything. But make sure to attend like midnight mass, as he said. Everybody, we're going to post the schedule from the archdiocese
He
about
said
when.
midnight mass was at midnight at St. Anthony?
At St. Anthony's, it is. And, you know, he's kind of laughing. He's like, well, we haven't changed our format.
He's like, I don't know about all you other guys, but we're still doing midnight.
We're going old school, and it's unfortunate we have to call it that. But we'll share that schedule. As for the current moment, in island news, island senior centers are slated to open in early 2022, giving mayors and public health just a few weeks to iron out the kinks. Homebound meal delivery to eligible seniors end as public health and mayors begin for the January 10th reopening of senior citizens and adult daycare centers.
Homebound meal delivery to eligible seniors will end as public health and mayors prepare for the January 10th reopening of senior citizen and adult daycare centers. The centers have been closed for the duration of the pandemic, but have been receiving federal congregate home-based meals normally reserved for senior centers at home because of the pandemic and COVID mitigation measures. Those meal recipients or their caretakers must now contact their respective senior or adult daycare center to register, since meals will no longer be delivered or available for pickup.
Yesterday, we sent out the second notice. So the total seniors are going to get 4 notices that the meal program is going to end, because we don't want them to come January 10 and realize they don't have some type of food security. It's part of the program that public health administers. We just have to follow what they say, that the meals will now be brought to the center. And part of the things is people are saying, can I pick up my meal there and leave? No, it's a congregate meal. It has to be consumed on site. Some want to eat in their car. It's not allowed.
As word of senior centers reopening made the rounds, Mayor Hoffman says the news has been long awaited.
A lot of seniors want to come back. They need that socialization. They need that, they need the socialization to help with memory care. I think that's very vital. And some of them have, and some of the seniors we talk to, they don't want to come back at all.
Hoffman says seniors opting to stay home need to follow procedure to ensure meals continue without interruption, given that they're eligible for other programs.
For those that are not wanting to come back, they're being referred to case management to try to see if they can get homebound meals, to see if they qualify for homebound meals, which is a totally different program.
Senior centers will reopen on the 10th, but certain parts of those centers, like common, kitchen, and exercise areas, will remain closed until protocols can be figured out. Manumku must have received 1 shot at least of the vaccine to enter centers. For more info, call DPHSS's Division of Senior Citizens at 735-7415 or 7421. For Guam's News Network, Chris Barnett reports.
And now it's time to take a look at regional headlines, where up in the CNMI, of course, things going on with the political climate, efforts being put forth to impeach Governor Ralph Torres. Of course, we had a story filed by our own Tomas Manglotnia about a protest that was done roadside to hopefully achieve that very end, with the protesters seeking that, and of course the ongoing surge. Tomas joins us as he always does in the KUM News Zoom room. Tomas, good morning.
Good morning, Jason. Yes, more developments on the impeachment process for Governor Ralph Torres. Yesterday, his legal counsel, Gilbert Burnbrick, wrote to the House Speaker expressing some concern about the announcement of the special committee of the House to evaluate whether or not to impeach the governor. Gilbert Burnbrick, the legal counsel for the CNMI governor, said, "We respectfully request that the House adopt explicit rules that govern the process by which the committee will operate, including the admission of evidence, taking of testimony, due process afforded the governor. Absent rules, the special committee will be making ad hoc decisions on these critical matters, which would undermine the public's confidence in its legitimacy." He writes, as to the membership of the committee, we request that they be evenly divided among those who caucus with Republicans and with Democrats. They request that the committee should not have among its members anyone who is an announced candidate for governor or who has previously expressed an opinion on the guilt of the governor of the allegations asserted in the pending impeachment resolution. Shortly following that, though, the committee membership was announced by House Speaker Edmund Villagomez. He appointed members to the Special Investigative Committee on Impeachment, of course, after House Resolution 22-14, calling for the impeachment of Governor Ralph Torres was introduced just on Monday. He appointed 9 members of this committee. The first is Vice Speaker BJ Atau, who will serve as the chair. The second is BJ Atau, who will serve as the chair and is also a Republican. Another Republican lawmaker, Representative Angel Damapan. Joseph Flores, who's an independent. Representative Joseph Lipan Guerrero, who's a Republican. Representative Karina Magofnia, who's a Democrat. Representative Donald Manglona, who's an independent. Representative Tina Soblan, who is a Democrat and notably also running for governor, so she's a member of that committee. Representative Patrick Nicholas, who is a Republican, and Representative Layla Staffler, who's a Democrat. So these 9 members will be making up the Special Investigative Committee on Impeachment. We're going to be interviewing a few of them today, and so you can stay tuned for that interview tonight on our primetime newscast. And I wanted to switch gears to COVID news. The surge here in the CNMI, unfortunately, continues to rage on. Last night, the Commonwealth Healthcare Corporation reporting 74 cases of confirmed positive for COVID-19 from December 20th. This now brings the CNMI total to 2,580 cases since March 2020. As of December 20th, though, there have been 1,606 recoveries. There are now 678 active deaths and 10 people who are hospitalized as a result of COVID. 7 of them are unvaccinated, 3 are vaccinated, and 2 are on a ventilator. We should note that since October 28, there's been 2,289 new cases. So a vast majority of those cases happening just in the past 8 weeks or so, of which 1,234 were identified in contact tracing, about 1,000 via community testing, and about 35 for travel testing. There's also good news on the vaccine front. On December 21st, about 487 people got their vaccine shots, which now brings us to a total of 92.2% of the CNMI's eligible population being fully vaccinated. So Chris and Jace will continue to bring you the latest on both of those fronts tonight on Prime Time.
You're actually hitting the road, and you're going to be on the field continuing your coverage, which has been outstanding. But it seems, I mean, obviously the 2 big storylines, with the political climate, which is only increased in intensity, and like it's really ramped up, and then of course like the surge. What tends to be the pulse of the community there in terms of like what they're paying attention to more and what concerns them the most?
Yeah, I think right now, as indicated with public health, lots of folks wondering what this holiday will look like with this surge. Yesterday, last week, public health coming out saying, reconsider your gatherings, and if you can't cancel it, then maybe think of how you can do it outside with masks, or make sure everyone has a booster shot. Similarly, on the political front, people saying it's the holidays, so let's be nice to each other, and we'll come back in the new year. But we'll see. I mean, I think it was really interesting to receive the news of the impeachment committee being formed so soon, just really a day after the resolution was introduced, because we were not expecting to hear from that. Right before the House session ended on Monday, Edmund Villagomez, the House Speaker there, said he doesn't anticipate calling a session in the next, during the holidays. And so we are expecting that announcement much later, but it looks like with this announcement, wheels are in motion, and it looks like they're not necessarily entertaining all of the requests by the governor's office to keep the committee, just to maybe some of the people who they would prefer to have on the committee. And notably, Tina Sablon, who's running for governor under the Democratic Party, is on that committee on impeachment.
Yeah, and I saw in your interview with Governor Torres yesterday, he called out Tina, right? And he said, hey, she's running for governor, and she has an interest in getting me out because then it's one less opponent for her, right? Is what he said?
It is, and it's interesting. And I think in the next and as I mentioned in our last live report, if this, it's likely that impeachment will happen in the House. The numbers appear to be there based on the signatures on that pre-filed resolution alone.
Tomas, can I just interrupt really quick on that, just for clarity, right? So the articles of impeachment, if they vote on it and they have the votes, does that mean that Governor Torres will be removed from office, or does it mean that there's going to be a trial moving forward? Just so people can know.
So he'll be if the vote does happen, he will be impeached, and then it will be brought to the Senate for conviction. You can think of this, similar to the process, and not necessarily the same circumstances, but the same process as President Trump.
Yeah.
Where and that's what some people are giving me the comparison of how that might look like. The impeachment might happen in the House, but not make anywhere in the Senate. And that's something that was reflected, if you heard yesterday, from the governor himself saying, the House has the numbers, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to have I'm pretty confident in a fair process, or maybe even favorable process in the Senate. And also given that his running mate for Lieutenant Governor, Senator Vinny Sablon, is in the Senate, and Senate President June Hofschneider is part of the Republican Party. And of course, in the House, 20 members, 2/3 are at least 14 members. Or if you want to be exact, 13.3. And I think I was asking people, do you round down or up for a person? And you round up, apparently, I think in this case. And in the Senate, it's 9 members. So you would need about 6. And so, this continues to play out. We're going to be interviewing a few of the members today, and we'll bring you their perspectives on how this committee will operate, and really get down to the details of what this looks like in the coming weeks, just as we enter the new year.
All right. So Tomas working really, really hard virtually. So, God bless the CNMI and God bless Zoom.
Yes, Jace.
Thank you, Tomas.
Thanks, guys.
Merry Christmas.
All right. Be safe out there, man. So since Tomas was talking about the continuing situation in the NMI with coronavirus, let's take a look at what's happening with COVID-19 in the mainland, as the government says U.S. population growth is the lowest it's been since the founding of our nation. And they are saying COVID is one of the leading factors for the decline. CBS's Natalie Brand has more details from 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue.
Everyone vaccinated.
President Biden is laying out a stepped-up strategy to help battle the Omicron surge, now the dominant variant in the United States.
This is not a speech about locking the country down. This is a speech outlining and being direct and clear with the American people about the benefits of being vaccinated, the steps we're going to take to increase access and to increase testing, and the risks posed to unvaccinated individuals.
The White House is announcing it will increase pop-up vaccination sites, add federal testing sites, purchase 500 million at-home rapid tests to send to Americans for free starting in January, and it will deploy additional troops to help overwhelmed hospitals.
It's the unvaccinated people who are the most vulnerable not only to getting infected, but to getting a serious outcome.
With the pandemic impacting yet another holiday season, the administration's health experts say family gatherings can be safe if individuals are vaccinated and boosted and take other precautionary measures such as testing and wearing masks around strangers. Dr. Anthony Fauci also notes there could be a silver lining ahead.
We're hoping that when we get through this Omicron wave, that we will have enough people vaccinated and or having been infected and recovered well, that there will be a degree of immunity in the community such that you don't have a situation where it's dominating your life.
But for now, cities including Washington, D.C. are reinstating mask mandates. Los Angeles has canceled its in-person New Year's Eve celebrations, and New York is debating whether or not to have its Times Square ball drop. Natalie Brand, CBS News, the White House.
Let's come back to the 671 now and consider some educational headlines as the Department of Defense Education Activity, better known as the DODEA school system, the base schools, provided KUM News a progress report on how the school year has been so far for them, noting that their online enrollment has been nearly eliminated.
We're 5 months into the school year, and Department of Defense Education Activities Anderson Middle School Principal Dr. Thais Dial reports that so far the year has been smooth sailing despite the COVID-19 pandemic challenges.
Actually, the school year has been going good. We have continued with our COVID mitigation measures to ensure students are here and ready and in person. Our parents are happy with our mitigation measures, and they're excited, to have their kids back in school. I'm sure. We're trying to create a sense of normalcy as we are starting to increase our sports activities, clubs, and things of that nature, open house, so we're excited about that.
Dial says that 0.68% of DODEA students are attending classes virtually 5 days a week. That's less than the 10% reported last school year.
This school year, we have less than 1% of our student population, over 2,000 students in our DODEA virtual school. Last year, we had about 10% enrolled in our DODEA virtual school, so that's huge. That's showing again that our parents are confident in our mitigation measures for our school.
Last year, there were 40 Anderson Middle School students submitting assignments remotely. Now that has dropped to 1 of 270 middle school students. Dr. Dial attributes the low number of online students to all their COVID safety measures in place.
A big piece of that is having our home screening protocols in place where we're saying, hey, if your kids have anything that has to do with the COVID-related symptoms, keep them home. And so they're adhering to those things. Right now, we're just trying to follow the 3 things that are the most important: washing your hands and hand sanitizing, wearing your mask all the time, and of course we give kids mask breaks, and physical distancing.
Out of some 2,300 DODEA students, there have been a minimal amount of COVID cases reported this year. Most employees are reported fully vaccinated against the COVID virus unless they have been exempted from the federal requirements. Employees must follow all COVID safety guidelines regardless of their COVID vaccination status. If cases arise on campus, Dr. Dial says they will be ready, as DODEA reported seamless transitions last school year.
Our teachers are here are so resilient. They do what they have to do for students because that's what they got into education for. They're so passionate. So, we give them a little time to transition.
All right, another local news. Dr. Anita Borja Enriquez, an experienced academic and administrator, has broadened her creative skill set by creating a children's book telling the story of growing up down in Hogget. And she's also inspired others to use this wonderful opportunity to give back to the island community and share the Hafaday spirit.
Dr. Anita Borja Enriquez is the author of Nenny Girl from Agate, Guam, a children's book that tells the story of growing up in the village of Hogget.
Some of the places that we would visit and certainly experience with others, surrounded by love. So there's a little bit of the heritage embedded in the stories.
Nenny Girl was brought to life thanks to the help of local artist Siana Yanger, who illustrated the book. But that's not all. Dr. Enriquez also sought out the creativity of another local artist, Kaiolani Lujan, who helped create the 2 character plushies, Nenny Girl Anna and Nenny Boy Juan. The set is perfect for not just the young, but the young at heart.
I've given the book to my 89-year-old Nina, our godmother. She just held on to both dolls, and I read the book to her, and she absolutely loved it. And one other colleague of mine, her, I think, 101-year-old or 99-year-old mother, she showed her the 2 plushies, and she immediately grabbed the Anna doll and slept with the Anna doll.
The books and plushies have already received widespread community support and have inspired members of the community to give back to those most in need. Businessman and philanthropist Tom Tahadzi, along with BT International and Guam Music Inc.,
made a generous donation of the books and dolls to the island's foster children.
It's something that I really feel that the kids really do need during this trying time. Everyone is going through challenges. Just making that one small difference means a lot to them.
Tahadzi is a godfather for several foster children and has a passion for offering care to those most in need.
It's how we were brought up. My mother has always installed with her kids, that, we have to help out people.
Tahadzi will continue to give more donations from now until New Year's. To purchase your Nanny Girl book and plush, visit guam-treasures.com. Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Tyler Matanani.
Thanks so much, Ty. Nestor Lecanto is up next as he continues his analysis of the public sector finances. As 2 months into the new fiscal period, GovGuam revenue collections continue to track higher than initially expected.
The CRER shows that for the first 2 months of fiscal year 2022, general fund revenues are tracking about $19.5 million higher than projected. In October, the first month of the new fiscal year, revenues came in at $11.5 million more than projected. November showed a slightly lower increase in collections of $7 million. The report shows that once again, income tax collections, individual, corporate, and withholding accounted for all the increases. All other categories, such as business privilege taxes, federal Section 30 collections, and fees charged by the various departments, all came in lower than projected. On an annualized basis, the year-to-date actual revenue projections are tracking 2.76% higher than the adopted revenue projections. But the Budget Bureau is always quick to remind that the CRER is a monthly snapshot and government revenue collections will fluctuate throughout the course of the fiscal year. For Guam's News Network, I'm Nestor Lecanto.
Native tongue as Uncle King Conception delivers Chamorro News headlines. Here's his daily segment, sponsored by the fine folks over at First Hawaiian.
Buenos napadays to get some to be kunut sa morgan ni KUAM News. Presenta ni Familian Mito gi First Hawaiian Bank. Managwaha public hearing ginika para GBO no para taymanu mafan maapasi di war claims sa programa ni gobernamentong Guahan. Itinituhon niya sa debi para 70 centos sa profan maapasi ni man mangklaklama no timafatina si deadline gi December na mes gi 2016 na sakan no kondisyon ni federal. Do si Senadora Joanne Brown sa kwestiyon ni Direktor ni Departamento de Administrasyon Ed Byrne puri lingwahe gwi na biyo puri mapropropose ni administrasyon no sempre mababay programa para famago ni todi survivors no man matay después si Girandos. Inasaban din na si Speaker Teresa Lahi umamendiad sa na bill. Zaman latya ni manasanaw, gihurinat na bill. Do manasuha ni otro na legislasyon gidispues. Asangan si Brown na naman man ni para manasabi General Fund ni Gobernamentong Guahan na sa lapi para apas si man magkaklama sa pwede malabilan ni Japanese kitempong gera ni mandispensa gilusutumus ni Gobernamento ni Estados Unidos. Ilag niya na kula ni Gobernamentong Guahan sa para maapasi ha huzong sa lapi sa pwede pa maapasi huzong ikebli. Di programang federal na war claims sa lapi ni manasabi sa para Section 30 na sa lapi. Section 30 na salapi sa iapas tax inimplan ng federal ni manggayi ginigit sa Guahan nun mamanan na itati gobernamentong Guahan. Masasunto, si Henry Abendia 48 anos na edad no defendant federal sa Anog District Court of Guam para revocation na hearing. Meres si Abendia gilataf-taf pago na mes ni Guam Police mentras gayi gi federal na release. Siguro record ni KUAM, girurante ni Micronesia nung kareta gifyo ni Tarzan Falls, masoda ni polisiya on shotgun ni gay balagisan halom, 8 na rifle, 44 na plastic baggies, 3 na plastic na straw siha na sa ganin ni meth, danun latikiki na bagi ni stabaloki meth gisan halom. Matsaki pun masuseta ni Neji Schedule 2 na control substance, no keketispata, masuseta ni pakis indesensya, dani masuseta ni Schedule 2 na control substance, giikot ng gobernamentong Guahan. Tatigidos mikensin sakan mainday si Abendia sa pwede aksesapta bribe gin ni business siya ginigi isla pasintensya para on anyo undiya na tempo gi itubunad. Yoto na zona hearing sa para masusede gi 25 gi Enero do para manasaga ha gi preso. Yuto mo na sunto gi finut sa moro para pago na Merkulis gin ni KUAM News igin delegadong Guahan Robert Underwood sa para maapunta para membro ni Advisory Commission on Asian Americans, Native Hawaiians and Pacific Islanders para si President Joe Biden. Si Dr. Underwood sa semana sa 22 o trusiha naman magas lugar. Entry nasyon, pero fan manadzuda umabansa, hihenda ni Presidente, gitamano para maregda siya problema sa natikulo ni mafefektay komunidad. O trusiha ni man mapunta sa si Daniel Day Lim, no actor, dan si Sai Jen Poo, veterano na advocate para finansal to. Para Guam News Network, Guam Sikin Conception. Yasutto Finutsamuru sa presenta sa ninafatto ni Familiang Mizo gi First Hawaiian Bank.
Say hello to the First Hawaiian Bank mobile app, where you get smart insights into your finances so you can make smart decisions with your money. With a daily personalized feed, you can compare your monthly income to spending. That's better. Discover where your money is actually going. You might be surprised. See what's essential and what isn't. The more you use the app, the smarter it gets. With insights from the First Hawaiian Bank mobile app, it all starts with yes.
GU Self-Storage, conveniently located near the Harmon McDonald's. We offer affordable rates, online payments, and auto bill pay for your convenience. Plus gate access daily from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. Call us today at 648-7867 for more information.
Do you feel like you're missing out on something? Make life more rewarding with Pacific Points. Earn and redeem points for bill rebates and free load at IT&E, discounts on fuel at Shell, vouchers at Foodies, and United Mileage Plus miles. You can even pay with Pacific Points at IT&E, Shell, and Foodies. Pacific Points. Do more, get more.
Get the job done the right way by getting the right stuff at East West Rental Center. With years of experience helping builders, we definitely got what you need. Call 646-1463 or visit us in Upper Tumon. Open Monday to Saturday from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. and on Sundays from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m.
Mariana's Irrigation and Landscape Superstore. Stop on by and visit our showroom today. We offer everyday low prices on all major outdoor power equipment like bush cutters, chainsaw, power washer, generators, and more. Need service, repair, maintenance? Well, check out Guam's best superstore only at Mariana's Irrigation and Landscape, located in Barragata along Army Drive between Submarina and Besta Market. Call 735-7446 for more information. Now shipping to surrounding islands. Mariana's Irrigation and Landscape Superstore.
Learn about people and organizations making a difference in our community on the greater good every Wednesday during the link. Building awareness, promoting events, generating change. Find inspiration to seek out the greater good every Wednesday. Listen, watch, stream. Miss the link? Miss a lot. Presented by Jay Goodman, a happiness company, and Guam Windward Memorial. Celebrate life.
Join KUAM every Wednesday on Primetime for Inside Business. It's our new weekly segment featuring the struggle of Guam's businesses during this global pandemic. We'll hear from industry leaders about the difficult decisions they were forced to make to implement cutoffs, layoffs, and shorten hours just to survive. It's the other side effect of COVID, the island's economic crisis. We'll also feature new businesses that managed to open and thrive during these challenging times. It's Inside Business every Wednesday on KUAM News Primetime.
Let's celebrate the holidays together. Join KUAM and our village mayors for our virtual Christmas lights parade on Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. We'll take you on a tour around the island to see how each village is making spirits bright. We'll also have some holiday performances and messages from families and troops across the globe. Grab your eggnog and hot chocolate and let's celebrate together. Airing on Christmas Eve at 1 p.m. on KUAM TV 8 and 4 p.m. on KUAM TV 11. And then on Christmas Day, December 25th, watch a special encore at 10:30 a.m. following our live broadcast at 9:30 a.m. Christmas Mass live from Hagåtña Cathedral Basilica.
The Village Mayor's Virtual Christmas Light Parade is presented to you by KUAM Communications and Coast 360. Together, we thrive, making spirits bright this holiday season.
Now, my Christmas memory kind of goes old school because I remember when my dad, my mom, and my sister and I would go down to Agani Heights, and this is like mid-'80s, early '90s, and basically back then on Christmas Day, Guam, everything shut down except the gas stations and the fire department and the police department. So you drive down, Route 4, the whole strip, everything, like all decorated, Christmas lights, even during the daytime and everything like that, headed there. The streets were, see people walking back and forth, going from church. You see the baby Jesus being brought around the village. people just in really good moods and everything like that. It was such a really, really wonderful time to spend Christmas. And, that one day out of the year, you really look forward to it, not because of presents, not because of, Santa or the food or everything like that, just that you would have that sense of like peace and like things were just so out of the ordinary, but in very, very positive ways.
The Novena to the Christ Child, a podcast series on KUAM Communication, a local Christmas tradition reimagined with all 9 days available on demand on the KUAM Podcast Network, beginning December 6th and streaming on all our digital media platforms, as well as nightly at 7 p.m. on Isla Digital Radio.
Far away from home, but not from our hearts. The following special season's greetings from our troops overseas and around the world for you at home.
Happy holidays, Guam. We'll see you all next year.
These special season's greetings from our troops are brought to you locally by the station bringing families together, KUAM Communications and Coast 360 Federal Credit Union. Together, we thrive.
The holidays are here, and you know what that means. Time to gather with family and friends, dress up our homes, and explore the Christmas season in paradise. Why not share these moments for a chance to win $100 in cash? Log on to visitguam.com/Instaguam today to participate in the Guam Visitors Bureau's #Instaguam photo and video contest. A winner will be chosen every week, so share your best holiday moments now and win. Brought to you by GVB, making Guam a better place to live, work, and visit.
Attention basketball fans, the wait is over. Clutch Guam presents the second annual McDonald's High School Basketball Classic, going down December 20th to January 8th at the Father Duenas Jungle. Make sure you come through to watch some high school boys and girls varsity division action. You do not want to miss out. Special thanks going out to KUAM Sports. We'll see you there.
Happy soul with a corncob pipe and a button nose and 2 eyes made out of coal. Frosty the snowman is a fairy tale, they say. He was made of snow, but the children know how he came to life one day. There must have been some magic in that old silk hat they found.
You can hear the dimples on this guy.
On his head, he began to dance around.
Joe Guam.
Frosty the snowman was alive as he could be.
I used to say about Joe Guam, I was like, how does a guy with like arms that big play a ukulele?
Yeah. You like looking at his arms, right? That's cool.
Dude's in shape.
He is a working router.
Yeah. Do you see him? Do you see him at the gym?
I don't, yeah. Because I go 4 a.m. Hardly anybody goes at 4 a.m. Which is the point, you know what I mean? Less people to see you die.
First time I ever saw, well, by the way, so if you're looking for things to do at 4 a.m., like Chris, if you're going to the gym, you heard what Polly Mike was saying, is the 9-day novenas are being said at several of the parishes. Some of them 4 in the morning, some of them 5 in the morning. Have you ever been to 4 a.m. Mass?
No, I have not.
I've not.
Joseph has. Did you get the schedule already?
I haven't got it yet, but as soon as we get it, we're gonna put that out.
Yeah. So good morning, by the way. It's 8:54 Wednesday. We're kind of just cruising to Christmas. You know what I mean? We're just trying to get to tomorrow, give you guys a good show, and then release the Christmas Kraken. Christmas Eve on a Friday, okay? And then, of course, Christmas Saturday. And then next week, we're probably going to be doing a lot of year in review type stuff, Jay. I'm mixing up this year and last year. We're talking brainstorming. And I was like, oh, yeah, it was a big story was this big story. And they're like, yeah, Chris, that was in 2020. Like, what?
Yeah.
But I know I'm not the only one who's blurred like both these years together. Man, I wanted to share this. I put a picture in the chat. This was pretty cool. So anyway, I was cruising to my son's soccer game. It's the sign, guys. I was cruising to my boys' soccer game, Go Hawks FBLG. They tied with Jose Rios 1-1 yesterday, right? And so I was going through a back road, and I came across the area where the governor wants to build the proposed $1 billion healthcare complex. And there was actually a sign. We're popping it up on the feed, guys. And, you know, this is an issue that I've personally been covering for our news team. Relative to original landowners that had their property taken by the federal government right where the governor wants to build a $1 billion healthcare complex. And so we've been able to obtain documents, and you guys know that the federal government is basically giving this land back, right? And there was this argument that the Lou and Josh administration had put forth, and they had said basically like, we're not getting the land back, we're only getting a license to use it. And this is a long-term license. I believe it was like 50 years or something like that. But, I mean, riddle me this, right? Uncle Sam is not going to give us a 50-year license to use a piece of property if he knows that we're going to build $1 billion healthcare complex on it. And then after 50 years, what is he going to do? Bulldoze out? No. I mean, we're pretty much, for all intents and purposes, getting the land back. And there's a whole process for this. When you have excess lands, the federal government basically says we don't need this anymore. The process is supposed to be that the government of Guam gives it back to the original landowners, or if they're going to use it for the public benefit or whatever, that these original landowners would be compensated, right? And so, yeah, this sign was on pretty much the strip of road that's right in front of where this $1 billion healthcare complex is going to be. And I like it. I think it's spunky. I like it. It's also unfortunate that they actually had to put up a sign, right? Because they're not being heard. And if you listen to any of the stories I've done, the original landowners are saying that they have not been contacted by the administration. Return back our land. Original landowners matter. Magayit. Tano Itzamoru. That's it. Yep. So I posted that up on my Instagram. I thought that was cool. But it was funny because people were commenting about return back, like the Chamingli, you know what I mean? Because it's kind of like a English the Chamorro way, Jay. Oh, yeah. Like, I mean, because you're an English.
That's classic.
You're a English dude. Is that proper to say return back our land? It is if you're on Guam.
Yeah.
So what would be the proper way to say give us back it? What like my grandma used to say, Jay, because my grandma, you know, I always got good grades in English. She would say something and would be like, Grandma, what are you trying to say? Are you trying to say that? She goes, you know what I'm saying, though. So, yeah, return back our land. It might not be perfecto English, but we understand what our people are saying.
Shakespeare may not sign off on it for grammatical correctness, but he's going to give you a thumbs up for the word.
Right,
for
yeah.
the sentiment. He gets it.
The emotion.
And this is someone who knows a thing or two about capturing emotion.
Right. We got the Board of Education Chair, Mark Mendiola, coming up on the show in just a little bit. But, you know.
Well, I'm sorry. Since you're speaking about land, Nestor actually messaged me in our own chat, and he said tomorrow there's going to be a Guam Land Use Commission public hearing. And they're going to talk about, among other things, a new hotel resort at Two Lovers Point.
Right, yeah.
Proposed.
Yeah.
So that's going to be tomorrow, and that's going to be on Zoom.
Big project.
Yeah.
It's 8:59. Jay, I know a lot of people trying to figure out how to make it through the holidays, struggling to pay their bills, you know, maybe late on rent, maybe they got the disconnection notice. Mm-hmm. Maybe the internet got cut.
Yeah, we've been saying this now for 3 weeks, guys. It takes about 5 days. Now, if you contact the Emergency Rental Assistance Program, once again, you can go to doa.guam.gov on the web, view all the program requirements. You can apply, you know, you can fill out a web form, you can send in a PDF, or if you need to call and ask somebody about your specific situation where you just have not been able to make rent because maybe, you know, you may have lost your job, your hours may have been cut, you may have been furloughed. You know, whatever the situation is, you know, their heart certainly goes out to you, and the program has been broadened. It takes about 5 days to get back to you. So this week and next week may be a little weird because of the shortened weeks. But if you applied today, you've got today, tomorrow, and then you may know by next Wednesday. Hopefully. But again, so rent, you have trouble paying current month rent, rent all the way back to
March of 2020.
Last March.
The beginning of the pandemic.
power bills, water bills, internet bills, moving expenses.
Yep.
This thing has really been stretched out, and people who got declined previously, please try again. Or people that if you're listening to this and you know people who got declined more, please tell them, because they may qualify. And this is just money that if you have had these hardships, it's waiting for you. All you got to do is apply.
Thank you, Jay. It's 671-638-4518 or 4519. You can also email from, they're actually there now, era@doa.guam.gov. We're going to take a quick break and come back with more of The Link next. Good morning.
Catch the barbecue and beach patrol every Sunday on Breeze Morning Show. The Link just got a little more delicious with Feed Me Fridays. Chris, Sabrina, Jason, and the rest of the morning crew will take some time off each Friday to talk, taste, and tempt you with all the latest and greatest food and drinks on Guam. Old faves, new hits, and everything else we can put in our bellies. It's Feed Me Fridays on The Link. Brought to you by King's Restaurants, Ruby Tuesday Guam, and Devondale. Real milk from free grazing cows.
KUAM Communications continues our perpetuation of our Chamorro culture, language, and heritage, with features available to our listening and viewing audience, including streaming of Chamorro music 24 hours per day on Isla Digital Radio on KUAM.com and the KUAM News app. Chamorro News Update, weekdays on The Link and the KUAM News YouTube channel. Conversations about life in our Chamorro language podcast, Cuentos Tapaco, with Kin Conception. Seasonal specials, shows, and other features highlighting the beauty of our language, culture, and history. It's a new era of our continued commitment to our Chamorro heritage. Isla, watch, listen, stream. Viva Isla!
This season, KUAM Communications is ready to go with more games, more championships, and more sports specials guaranteed to bring out the fan in you. Don't miss a minute of gameplay from NBC on KUAM TV8 or from CBS on KUAM TV11. We're bringing you all the action and excitement brought to you locally by Mariana's Irrigation and Landscape and Dokumu Pacific. Catch Sports Link on the KUAM News Morning Show, The Link, every Friday for the latest sports news, game schedules, athlete profiles, and more. Sports Link airs every Friday across the multi-platforms of KUAM. Tune in to the broadcast on Breeze 93.9 FM on KUAM TV 11, live stream through the KUAM News Facebook page, or view highlights on YouTube, KUAM News Facebook, and Instagram page. Sports Link is brought to you by Mariana's Irrigation and Landscape.
Pacific Matters is a half-hour news, culture, and lifestyle show focused on issues that impact Guam, the Northern Mariana Islands, and the larger Pacific region. Join Tomas Naglonia every Monday to discuss politics, trends, and take a deep dive into the issues changing our island home, because what happens in the Pacific matters.
Join KUAM every Wednesday on Primetime for Inside Business. It's our new weekly segment featuring the struggle of Guam's businesses during this global pandemic. We'll hear from industry leaders about the difficult decisions they were forced to make to implement cutoffs, layoffs, and shorten hours just to survive. It's the other side effect of COVID, the island's economic crisis. We'll also feature new businesses that managed to open and thrive during these challenging times. It's Inside Business every Wednesday on KUAM News Primetime.
Hafaday. This is Therese Terlahi, Speaker of the 36th Guam Legislature. I ask you on this Giving Tuesday to assist the Ali Women's Shelter and the Ali Children's Shelter with supplies such as hygiene products, diapers, and other necessities. Family violence is the top offense charged on Guam in 2020 and 2021, according to the judiciary of Guam's annual reports. Guam has the second highest number of sexual assaults per capita in the nation. And our 2020 statistics indicate that out of 73 sexual assault cases reported, 50 involve minors. Let's together ensure that women and children have a safe place to escape the abuse and begin their new lives. Your donation to the Ali Children and Women's Shelters will bring hope to these survivors and improve their quality of life. Please contact the Catholic Social Services for more information and Sidzulas Maasi.
Let's get merry during the most wonderful time of the year by making spirits bright. KUAM Communications and Coast 360 want to highlight your decorations and lights by flooding the social media pages of KUAM with your videos and photos. Finish your holiday setup, snap a few shots or video of your delightful display, and send it to us through social media or email them to promotions@KUAM.com. Check out our posts every Friday or tune in to KUAM News Weekend Edition for a special montage of the submissions certain to be making spirits bright with every broadcast. Warmest holiday wishes from KUAM Communications and Coast 360 Federal Credit Union. Together, we thrive.
Looking for TV schedules, upcoming sports, or special presentations, or what you may have missed over the busy week you had? Well, look no further than KUAM Digital Digest. This weekly emailed newsletter puts all kinds of information in the hands of subscribers each and every week. Just subscribe and we will make sure you keep up with your favorites and stay informed and entertained throughout it all. Go to KUAM.com, click on the newsletter tab, give us your email address, and you are all set. Brought to you in digital partnership with King's Restaurant and Ruby Tuesday Guam. It's the KUAM Digital Digest, your weekly guide to the latest information and best entertainment on the stations and platforms of KUAM.
The KUAM Podcast Network is back and on demand, featuring a great variety of podcasts from our island and region, including culture, lifestyle, awareness, crime, politics, commentary, comedy, and entertainment. Available on most streaming platforms. The KUAM Podcast Network. Subscribe and listen now.
Basically, my life was a revolving door of just getting drugs, using drugs. My name is Anne-Marie Sablan. I'm 26 years old and I'm a student at Guam Community College, about to graduate with my associate's degree in human services. Got my high school diploma with GCC's Adult High program. The staff there is very helpful. They're very friendly, and it became like a family dynamic. It's possible for anybody, especially people like me who struggle with addiction.
Well, I'm 20 years young and I have not that much memories to look back on, but I do gotta say my favorite memories are when I would wake up every morning and Santa would leave me plenty of cookies, so I eat those cookies.
The holidays are here, and you know what that means. Time to gather with family and friends, dress up our homes, and explore the Christmas season in paradise. Why not share these moments for a chance to win $100 in cash? Log on to visitguam.com/Instaguam today to participate in the Guam Visitors Bureau's #Instaguam photo and video contest. A winner will be chosen every week, so share your best holiday moments now and win. Brought to you by GVB, making Guam a better place to live, work, and visit.
You know, it was really cool is I got my memories. You know, I don't know if anyone ever chooses the Catholic faith, right? You know, growing up on Guam, it's like you're obviously maybe forced into it isn't the right way to put it, Jay. But anyway,
get up and get dressed. We're going to church.
Exactly. Or, you know, pour ice water in your face, go to mass. So last night, I was in the bathroom getting my me time, which means pretending to use the bathroom, but just getting away from the kids. And I heard the whole deal. My mom was like, let's go pray the novena. And it was cute because she did the KUAM podcast novena. Jay, where can we find that?
Yeah, so if you want to go to YouTube, just we're on KUM News on YouTube, and then just hit playlist, and then we've got the video version of our novena to the Christ Child. We've got all 9 days if you want to do what we call binge pray. and then we've got like all the words that are scrolling and everything.
Binge pray, that should be a thing.
Yeah, or if you just want to download the audio version, take it with you, download it onto your device, and then, listen to it on the road.
Yeah, play it. And we've actually got the songs in you can hear the Chamalinians in there, and makes it way easier, not just to sing along, but maybe you're not the best singer and you can sing low or, lip sync a little bit and let the Chamalinians do all the heavy lifting.
So are your kids all like experts in the Holy Rosary now?
Well, let's just say that there might have been a couple of chew outs that I heard. I just heard someone was pulling someone's hair, and so it's never good. 9/11, Wednesday, December 22nd. He's the chair of the Board of Education, Mark Mendiola. Good morning, Mr. Chair.
Hey, good morning. Good morning, Chris. Good morning, Jason. Happy day.
Right
Happy
on.
holidays.
Man, Mr. Chair, I didn't even know that there was, God, I sound dumb, but I didn't even know there was a board meeting last night, and so it's great that you came on. Totally didn't know. This is a big coincidence. I was like, hey, come on and just say Merry Christmas for 30 minutes. But can we just start there, Mr. Chair? So there was a board meeting, and there were some big things you guys discussed, right?
Yeah, I think, Chris, first off, it's the end of the year, and of course we have a lot of things to be thankful for. I mean, we've navigated through this, through this pandemic. We continue to provide, partnership and services to our students, and so, we had a full agenda last night. Of course, there's a lot of things that we focused on, but the beginning of the year, the board made a commitment to focus on our strategic plan and basically building up for what the Department of Education should look like in the near future. And one of the things that of course a lot of our board members, especially elected ones, we basically have about 2 years to kind of effectuate change. Some of us have been there quite some time, but really a strategic plan is a planning document to basically just guide and give the superintendent and the Department of Education a roadmap into basically providing quality education for our students, our public school students. And so along with that, we're unprecedented where we're receiving a lot of federal funds to support the Department of Education, and how we maximize and use those funds is really key. I just want the public to know that, the Department of Education, although the federal funds are coming in, this is not going to be a lifetime type of support to the department. And so, of course, there's a lot of things that's tied to the federal monies that have been provided. And for instance, some of it is tied to reopening of schools. Some of it's tied to, ensuring that schools are properly maintained and brought up to code. And so, there's a lot of multiple moving targets. We discussed last night Simon Sanchez, and at this point, I think the rendering and the design is at 60%. And by January, we're anticipating 90%. And then we're looking around mid next year to turning the shovel and basically getting the financing and all that stuff squared away so we can finally get Simon Sanchez built. If you recall, in the previous administration, there were some challenges regarding procurement. Yeah. And so the legislature in its wisdom gave, at the request of the Department of Education, the opportunity to take the procurement from external entities and actually have it being managed by the Department of Education. So a lot of people are like, why is it taking so long? Well, the previous way they were doing it was, everybody just submit a bid and tell us what you think the school should look like. And then the bids came really astronomical. I mean, apples and oranges were being presented to the Department of Education. But this way we're doing it is where we're engaging really the stakeholders and trying to encourage them to, what is the type of school you want at Simon Sanchez? And so those discussions occurred. They did the groundwork, basically looking at the slopes and all the other areas, the landscape. And so we're at the point where we are going to get the renderings, the 90%, then we put it out there for people to bid, and hopefully we get good bidders and we get the best school built for Simon Sanchez community because of their input. And so the principal and the community, the mayor, all these folks are involved in trying to determine the types of classrooms they need in their different areas, their programs. And so, yeah, that's where we're at with Simon Sanchez. That was a big thing for us because come January, you're going to see things speed up pretty quickly when it comes to the once we unveil what the design of the school is going to look like. And it'll be at 90%. So what that means is the remaining 10% will be, of course, dealt with the contractor and the folks that are going to be doing the school.
Mr. Chair, so have you guys got this far along? Like when you do, like you said, turn the shovel and start the construction, what's going to happen to the students at Sanchez? Are they going to be still going to class there at the existing campus?
Yeah, so part of the way is that they're going to build on another, this is the discussion, is building on the other foot. The campus has got a property right now that's not actually being utilized right. So I think there's going to be some swing space for them to continue to operate. But then as soon as things start going up, of course, then, they'll phase them into the schools. But, our hope is to get this school built sooner than later. I mean, the students up at Simon Sanchez and the families up there, they've been promised many years for a new school, new campus. Well, the stars are aligned now, and I just want to update the community on that. So that was one big topic that we discussed last night.
It wasn't the only one, though, right?
No, yeah. So I want to transition to that. Some of the other discussions we had, of course, was so we talked about the strategic plan. We talked about how that's going to roll out. The other big part of it was the superintendent's evaluation. We had a discussion about that. So we looking forward to an evaluation of the superintendent come January. Dr. McNitch is the chair of the evaluation. So he's basing it on the public law, what are the duties and responsibilities. And the way the discussion went last night was, since we're coming up with a strategic plan, we're going to start tailoring his evaluation, of course, in consultation with him towards those areas. What are the outcomes? How is he doing in leadership in different areas within the department? And so, we're continuously improving in that. The superintendent is the only employee of the board. By law, we cannot involve ourselves in any discipline issues, any administrative issues. So a lot of the things that we get coming our way, especially complaints from the schools and all that stuff, we have to throw it to the superintendent and give him and his team the opportunity to do it. Otherwise, you're going to have 9 board members with different views on how to fix a problem. But really, the superintendent has to just abide by the policies and give him guidance when there is none. And that's, the role that we see as a board, to basically provide the guidance to the superintendent and the outcomes, which is, focusing on, ensuring that he does what he needs to do, his job. And so, we continue to have a good dialogue with him. It's not a contentious relationship with us. I think we've maintained a good relationship with him. He's the longest serving superintendent in the chief states within the United States, 10 years. Most superintendents don't last that long. And I think that leads me to the other point, which is dealing with high-risk status. With the high-risk status, we've been on it for quite some time. Since I've been on board, about 4.5 years. We've made significant improvements. When I came on board, we were spending like $5 million to pay for a third-party fiduciary to come in and oversee how we spend our federal dollars. I want to report to our community that we've been able to shave that down to about $2.2 million, and we hope. And I just want to thank our elected leaders, those who kind of stepped up and helped us along the way. Congressman Nicholas just the other day called for basically a meeting with U.S. Ed. And this was really, truly the first time we've had this level of attention with the new administration. And we were able to talk to Phil Junks and Mr. Soto, who have the ear of the Secretary of Education. So the commitment is that they're going to come out next year around the June time to do a final review, hopefully, to basically tell us that we are going to be, and they're going to check our work. And, and if we do what we say we're going to do and we got it in order, then we can take that 2.2 million and put it back into the classroom, and we'll finally be rid ourselves off of this oversight. And basically, when you talk about high risk, Chris, we kind of talked about this, when the federal government comes in and says, hey, you guys haven't been doing what you're saying you were doing with the funding. And it's really interesting because if you look at the island territories like the Virgin Islands and Puerto Rico, Guam is far, we're kind of far removed from the U.S. mainland, but we made significant strides, and the superintendent, being the longest serving superintendent, has provided us the opportunity to just really build the internal capacity within the department. So high risk, we're looking for 2022, where we get good news and that we'll finally be able to rid ourselves off of high risk status. I want to transition to another one, Chris, which is
please.
A big one for us was, how many days lost learning and active recovery, right? And so right now, at this point, what's being reported, we're like about 24 days short. We want to make it very clear for our teachers and our educators. I mean, they've been teaching all the way through. So to meet the 180 days, our educators have, but because we went to the cohorts A and B, there are some students that are not getting the required 180-day contact. And so that's the dilemma we're faced with. There's some ideas from the department. We hope to wrap this up in January. We can inform our public as to how we're going to make up those 24 days. And if we need to seek a waiver from the legislature like we did in the past, I know from me as a parent, I want my kids as much as possible to get the support they need. And the department is providing that. It's just that it's time. Timing is everything. We have a lot of things to look forward to in 2022, but it's really loss recovering, providing tutoring opportunities, providing after-school programs, partnering with private entities to provide additional supports to our students. And so we set aside a certain amount of money to from the federal support to meet those needs. Now the question is, how are we going to roll this out? So the discussion is continuing. Last night the board made a motion. There was a motion to all the meetings moving forward, our work sessions, and of course our meetings have always been streamed live. We were the first agency, and I just want people to know that. And Chris, you know that. It's kind of weird because I used to wait for the media to sit there and they'll go through that 2-hour meeting with us, or 3-hour meetings, and then they'll ask us questions after. But now they just sit at home and they watch the video, and then a day or two later they're calling us up, say, "What did you guys mean about that?" What did you? So of course we wanted to just ensure that our public's well informed about that, and so now our work sessions, which usually is just an opportunity for the board to go into finer details with the DOE management. And so those are just discussions, no action. And because of open government, the issue for us was open government says if there's 5 board members in any meeting, that's quorum. That constitutes, can be a violation of open government because you have a quorum that can lead towards a decision. So of course, we wanted to make sure that, every board member, when it comes to the board meeting, they're fully informed. And so that's the purpose of recording and streaming it, so other board members can be able to watch and participate in that regard. And so we're not wasting people's time when it comes to the board meeting and having a committee of a whole and having a 3 to 4 hour board meeting when people should just be prepared when they come to the board meeting. And like I said, we have 6 elected board members, and 3 of them are appointed by the governor. So that's a full board. And then of course we have the ex officio members. So for this past year, we've been really working on the structure of our board and how to effectively, manage policies, how to manage giving the superintendent guidance. So yeah, it's been a full year, man, and dealing with the reopening of school, or not reopening, but bringing students back face to face. And then what are we going to look like, if this endemic, when we start going to the endemic portion. Every time I think we're in endemic, they said, oh, there's a new Omicron, it's kind of like Transformers, Omicron, so, right? Yeah. But, it's a serious thing for us because that's the other point that we also had last night. Public health is exploring the idea of the schools being, having vaccination clinics at the school. And some board members publicly came out and said, hey, we're not going to support additional lost instructional time. And if they're going to use our school facilities, it's going to have to be during after hours or during the weekends. And so for us, at least for me, this is not a DOE program. This is public health's way of reaching to the community and trying to get people vaccinated. Folks, right now, it's up to you. Make an educated decision. There are vaccination clinics around the island, and that sets up with public health. And if you feel that your school age student between the ages of 5 and 11 need to be vaccinated, please exercise that. The availability is there. And if we do provide it at the schools, it's really about accessibility. But we want to reassure the public that, DOE is not mandating this, okay? This is not a mandate from DOE. And if parents make a choice, it's all voluntary. We're not putting any restrictions on to my knowledge, no restrictions on any of the kid students that are coming to school, saying that you can't come to school because you're not vaccinated. We're leaving it up to the parents. So I just hope that public health and their team continue to educate our public community. We held a town hall meeting a couple weeks ago, and we allowed, we were part of that discussion. But just be very clear that this is not we're not operate the operational portion of this piece is not with the Department of Education, rather with public health. And so we're trying to find that balance, and we're trying to ensure that our kids remain safe in the schools. There are a tremendous amount of resources right now, Chris, that's coming into our island. I know canopies have been deployed, PPEs have been deployed. And so over the Christmas break, some of our schools, I know my family, we're volunteering to help, with some minor repairs at the school. Some of the principals were reaching out to their community partners during the Christmas break, changing doorknobs, fixing light bulbs, and all these different things. And then leaving the big picture stuff like the canopy repairs and all that stuff to our facilities and maintenance folks. So yeah, we're just trying to, we're forever busy. And the month of end of December, early January, Chris, you're going to see a lot of activities moving from the Board of Education. We have a full agenda. We have our budget to pass. We have the superintendent's evaluation. We have Simon Sanchez issues to deal with. We have the pandemic we're dealing with. And so, DOE, we're DOE strong. When we say we're DOE strong, a lot of multiple moving targets. But through your partnership, Chris, KUM, allowing us the platform to update, and we appreciate the calls that you put into us and give us the opportunity to clarify to our community, and getting the superintendent on Wednesdays with you guys has been very helpful. And I got to say that, although sometimes people don't agree with our decisions and stuff like that, we do take a lot of these things into consideration. It's not like we just go through the motions. Some people say, hey, we're just going through the motions, the dog and pony show, but really it weighs heavy on us, especially the ones that are families. We have families that also are going into schools. I mean, we hear it at the barbecue tables, and all that other stuff. And, we just got to make the best decision based on what is presented in front of us. So.
Right on.
Yeah, sorry, that was long-winded.
No, that was absolutely fine, Mr. Chair. Before we let you go, like a Christmas message to the department?
Yes,
students,
I just want, I want to thank all our families first and foremost for being patient with us, with understanding, going through this whole process. I wish there was a blueprint on how to navigate through a pandemic. I think this is it has been very tough and challenging, but I think we're a lot of lessons learned, and our families have been very supportive of what we've been doing. The other thing too is our teachers. To our teachers out there, I know oftentimes they may feel that we're not supportive of what is going on, but I want to rest assured that we'll continue to do our best to do right by all the teachers and ensure that they are made whole. To our administrators, the folks that are on the front lines that are running the schools, man, thank you so much for your dedication to ensuring that our schools continue to operate safely. And then, of course, to our folks, our administrators, our superintendent, down to our deputies and the folks at central office. Although we take a lot of hits, Chris, I know that a lot of people are really dedicated, because at the end of the day, they realize that it's the students and our future, really, and the balance if we don't do it right. And so to my colleagues on the board, I appreciate the support. Also in just giving your insight too, and your time. A lot of people don't realize that we're really citizen volunteers, for the amount of hours and energy we spend in helping the Department of Education. We're real citizen volunteers, and I just want to thank them. I want to wish everyone a Merry Christmas, a Happy New Year, and I look forward to a great 2022 where there'll be a lot of transformation for the Department of Education, and I'm sure that the link will be beside us as we start to unroll a lot of these things, Chris. So Merry Christmas, Guam. Merry Christmas, public schools. And just stay safe, and we'll see you in a couple of weeks.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Merry Christmas to you and your family as well.
Right on. God bless.
Yes, there you go. Chairman of the Board of Education, Mr. Mark Mendiola. Did you guys get all that? He was just like, just like that. A lot going on at GDOE. How about that Simon Sanchez, though? He's right. People always say, God, it's taking so long. Well, they're looking to begin construction middle of next year. Knocking on wood for all my Shark fam out there. It's a good talk there with the chairman of the Board of Education, Mr. Mark Mendiola. We're going to take a quick break and come back with more of The Link. Up next. Good morning.
Say hello to the First Hawaiian Bank mobile app. Want a better look at your spending? With Money Map, you can automatically create budgets and manage where your money is going. Know when you have a green light, or when it's time to slow down. Maybe cook more meals at home this week. Set your goals, track your progress, and find your way to exactly where you want to be. With Money Map from the First Hawaiian Bank mobile app. It all starts with yes.
GU Self-Storage, conveniently located near the Harmon McDonald's. We offer affordable rates, online payments, and auto bill pay for your convenience. Plus gate access daily from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. Call us today at 648-7867 for more information.
Do you feel like you're missing out on something? Make life more rewarding with Pacific Points. Earn and redeem points for bill rebates and free load at IT&E, discounts on fuel at Shell, vouchers at Foodies, and United Mileage Plus miles. You can even pay with Pacific Points at IT&E, Shell, and Foodies. Pacific Points. Do more, get more.
Get the job done the right way by getting the right stuff at East West Rental Center. With years of experience helping builders, we definitely got what you need. Call 646-1463 or visit us in Upper Tumon. Open Monday to Saturday from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. and on Sundays from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m.
Mariana's Irrigation and Landscape Superstore. Stop on by and visit our showroom today. We offer everyday low prices on all major outdoor power equipment like bush cutters, chainsaw, power washer, generators, and more. Need service, repair, maintenance? Well, check out Guam's best superstore only at Mariana's Irrigation and Landscape, located in Barragata along Army Drive between Submarina and Besta Market. Call 735-7446 for more information. Now shipping to surrounding islands. Mariana's Irrigation and Landscape Superstore. The Novena to the Christ Child, a podcast series on KUAM Communications, a local Christmas tradition reimagined with all 9 days available on demand on the KUAM Podcast Network, beginning December 6th and streaming on all our digital media platforms, as well as nightly at 7 p.m. on Isla Digital Radio.
Let's celebrate the holidays together. Join KUAM and our village mayors for our virtual Christmas lights parade on Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. We'll take you on a tour around the island to see how each village is making spirits bright. We'll also have some holiday performances and messages from families and troops across the globe. Grab your eggnog and hot chocolate and let's celebrate together. Airing on Christmas Eve at 1 p.m. on KUAM TV 8 and 4 p.m. on KUAM TV 11. And then on Christmas Day, December 25th, watch a special encore at 10:30 a.m. following our live broadcast at 9:30 a.m. Christmas Mass live from Hagåtña Cathedral Basilica.
The Village Mayor's Virtual Christmas Light Parade is presented to you by KUAM Communications and Coast 360. Together, we thrive, making spirits bright this holiday season.
Good morning. Wednesday, December 22nd. Merry Christmas. And good morning on you. This is the Chamalinians out of the NMI. I know Boca was on there. You have to forgive me, I don't remember the other members. I know they were Chamalinian, though. That was kind of a play because there were some Chamorros and some Carolinians, so it was like Chamalinian. 9:36, brought to you by Pacific Points, Cabo Enterprises, ITD, and Jack in the Box. Good morning. Good morning to all the kids out there. Went to my boy's game, and I was bringing him coconut water, and there's a couple kids in his team was like, I listen to your dad in the morning. Well, they sounded mad about it, you know? like, I don't know if they're choosing or their parents, but they're just go with it, boys, along for the ride. Listen to your parents. Honor your mother and father. And let them enjoy the link, okay? 9:36. Yeah, it's the holidays. Our friend Chubby and the family over at Boca Box, they cooked up a special treat for you guys. And guess what? It's not Brussels sprouts. Where's that at, sir? Is that in yesterday's thing? Okay, I got it. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's not Brussels sprouts, guys. Remember they did a Chubby, Jesse over at Boca Box. They did a Seasons Eating segment, and it was roasted vegetables. Super simple recipe that's just awesome, right? It was like salt, pepper, and just a little bit of olive oil, and you stick it in the oven, and boom. Good stuff. But this one, though, a little more sinful. About as sinful as Boca Box gets. Merry Christmas. We're talking about Boca Box's brownies. Yep. They've also got this, man, gosh, I forget. Chubby knows what I'm talking about. The little coconut. I don't know what they're called, but it's like coconut and there's cocoa in it. And anyway, go to Boca Box and buy 50 of those. But their brownies are awesome. Having been on the Boca Box meal plan, it was a big part of me beating back the diabetes. I'm familiar with the brownies because anytime I would get a brownie, it would be the first thing I would eat. You know what I mean? So we're going to do this segment here we call Seasons Eatings. It's the brainchild of Sabrina Salas Mentanani. Of course, she has always the greatest ideas. And it's Boca Box with their recipe for Boca Box's famous brownies. Seasons Eatings right here on the link. Good morning.
Off day, everybody. It's Jess from the Boca Box here again with another holiday baking tip. I have my mom, Miss Julie, who's our baker here at the Boca Box, and she's been my mom for the past 38 years. Mom, what do you call an obnoxious reindeer? Rudolph. Today we're going to help you guys to make a healthy alternative to a dessert. At the Boca Box, we believe that life needs to be sweet. And so that's why we make healthier alternatives to the favorite desserts we eat, especially during the holiday season. Today, we're gonna be making holiday peppermint brownies, one of my favorite things to eat. The good thing about this is you can bring it to parties, and you can also make it for some of your friends or families. If you're gonna drive by and drop off some food or desserts, here's an easy one that you can do right at home. Miss Julie, do you want to show them how to make the special holiday peppermint brownies?
Okay, so everybody loves chocolates.
Mom, guess what I got you for Christmas?
A Tiffany.
No. Well, whatever I get you, it's going to be better than your daughter's.
Okay, so in this bowl, we have our cassava flour, a little bit of salt, our coconut sugar, and our cocoa powder. We're going to mix that up. I'm gonna have Chubby do that. And then while he's doing that, we're gonna get some chocolate chips, some grass-fed butter, and our eggs. We're gonna melt these together, and then we're gonna temper our eggs into our melted chocolate and add our peppermint extract and our vanilla extract. Okay, so what we did was we took the chocolates and the grass-fed butter and we put it in the microwave for 2 minutes to melt it, stirred that up, and then we added some of the chocolate mixture into our egg bowl. And I had Jessie scramble that together. I mean, not scramble, but mix it together so you don't cook your eggs.
That's such an excellent idea.
and then after he did that excellent idea, we put the egg batter back into the chocolate mixture, and we added the peppermint extract and the vanilla extract, and now we're going to add the chocolate mixture to our dry ingredients. And so what we want to do is we want to make sure that we don't overmix brownies. If you do, then you're going to end up with a cake. So we want moist brownies. We want to give it at least less than 50 strokes. When you're done with that, then we're going to put it in our cake pans, bake it for 20 minutes at 350, and we have our peppermint brownies. Okay, so now we're going to scoop our brownies into our baking pans. We use these really nice festive green and red colors. We're using a 1 ounce cookie scooper. It's equal to 2 tablespoons. And we're gonna bake it for about 20 minutes. You can smell the peppermint. Can you smell the peppermint?
What I appreciate about you, Mom, especially this holiday season, is that, you know, the fact that you told me after all these years that I'm your favorite child.
They're all my favorite children.
But I'm the best. I'm a favorite.
You're so dumb. Oven open.
How much?
20 minutes.
And there we have it, our holiday peppermint brownies. The great thing about this, it's super easy. The ingredients are minimal, and honestly, if you bake it from scratch, that's way better than baking anything from a box. And honestly, the whole room smells like peppermint. It smells like chocolate. Such a wonderful, wonderful smell for the holiday season. Mom,
Yes.
can I eat this one?
You always do that.
Oh no, smells so good. From all of us at the Boca Box, my family, all of our families, we want to wish everybody on Guam a Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays. And don't forget, fa la 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 la, la 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 la.
Thank you so much, Juby. How could we ever forget? Fa la 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 la. Fa la la. 9:44. One Micronesia podcast with Victorious Falan. The sneak peek of it is this episode's actually up and running, but we did get a request here. It's also brought to you by Taco Bell. It's One Micronesia podcast on the stations at KUAM. Good morning.
The One Micronesia update is presented by Taco Bell and Docomo Pacific. Better together. You know, they celebrated the release of a calendar. So, ladies, let's talk about it. The calendar. Let's talk about the release. Let's talk about, and then we'll talk about the responses from the public. So let's start with the work to make the calendar.
At my house.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. I think it's.
We were just like talking about how are we gonna do this? How are we gonna give back? How do we put our names out there?
Mm-hmm. I think the idea came to me when I see my mom's calendar, and she's Chuukese, so she speaks English, but I know that she would really appreciate a Chuukese calendar with, the days and the months in Chuukese. So I think that's what kind of like gave me the idea. And then I came to her and I was like, what do you think about, for every month, if we, chose a girl from a specific island and they represent that, and then we'll choose a story or like a scenario that kind of represents that island. So yeah, that's how everything came together.
Somebody's first time buying the calendar, right? So what can they expect when they get the calendar from the front page all the way to the back?
So it actually comes, packaged. It's, brand new, no scratches because it's protected.
Nice.
Yeah, it's all the girls are, holding up the Chubis flag. We love Micronesia, all the islands, but we wanted to start off small from where we're from.
We didn't want to expand before.
Mm-hmm.
We wanted to get to know our island first because we did grow up in Guam, and we wanted to do Chup first before we get to any other island.
Nice.
Did you want us to go through each?
It's up to you, or you can just.
Or?
It's up to you, or you can just talk about some of the main ones, and then because that way we're not giving it away. So somebody who's watching right now, like we don't spoil it for them.
Show this one, yeah.
So for March is on March 1st, right?
It's Women's Empowerment Day.
National Day.
Women's National
Women's
Day.
Day. National Women's Day.
So we wanted to do, all the girls in traditional wear, because the other photos they're wearing, modern clothing. So we wanted to also showcase, our muus, augos, pirak. We wanted to wear those. It has a little quote on there. It says, it means empower all the women in our lives, our mothers, our sisters, and our daughters.
So let's talk about proceeds from this. And I know May went on. I saw one of her posts talking about, people probably questioning what you guys are doing and where the funds are going. But at the same time, the proceeds will go to a great cause. And let's talk about that.
So when we started this calendar, we started because we wanted to help. We wanted to give back. And our first, the Angel Giving Tree, you want to talk about that?
The main reason why we really wanted to work on something was to, do something for our community or for our people in any little way that we can. So we wanted to, for 20% of what we gained from this calendar, we wanted to give it to the Angel Tree program. And they, I believe they gift kids whose parents are incarcerated. And, we understand that there's a lot of our Chukis people that are in prison and, they can't be with their families or gift to their children on Christmas, and they still deserve Christmas presents. So that's why we chose that program to donate.
The One Micronesia Update is presented by Taco Bell and Docomo Pacific. Better together.
Now, my Christmas memory kind of goes old school because I remember when my dad, my mom, and my sister and I would go down to Agani Heights, and this is like mid-'80s, early '90s. And basically back then on Christmas Day, Guam, everything shut down except the gas stations and the fire department and the police department. So you drive down, Route 4, the whole strip, everything like all decorated. Christmas lights, even during the daytime and everything like that, headed there. The streets were, see people walking back and forth, going from church. You see the baby Jesus being brought around the village. People just in really good moods and everything like that. It was such a really, really wonderful time to spend Christmas. And, that one day out of the year, you really look forward to it, not because of presents, not because of, Santa or the food or everything like that, just that you would have that sense of peace and things were just so out of the ordinary, but in very, very positive ways.
Hafaday. This is Therese Terlahi, Speaker of the 36th Guam Legislature. I ask you on this Giving Tuesday to assist the Ali Women's Shelter and the Ali Children's Shelter with supplies such as hygiene products, diapers, and other necessities. Family violence is the top offense charged on Guam in 2020 and 2021, according to the judiciary of Guam's annual reports. Guam has the second highest number of sexual assaults per capita in the nation. And our 2020 statistics indicate that out of 73 sexual assault cases reported, 50 involve minors. Let's together ensure that women and children have a safe place to escape the abuse and begin their new lives. Your donation to the Ali Children and Women's Shelters will bring hope to these survivors and improve their quality of life. Please contact the Catholic Social Services for more information. And Sidzuas Maasi.
I didn't get screened because I was just afraid of it.
I procrastinated. I didn't have any symptoms. I didn't have insurance.
I didn't want to know.
There were several services that was available to me.
I got a mammogram.
Colonoscopy.
I know in my heart that early detection saved my life.
And I just tell people all the time, please go get screened.
Christmas tree at the Christmas party hop. Mistletoe hung where you can see every couple tries to stop. Rocking around the Christmas tree at the Christmas party hop. Mistletoe hung where you can see every couple tries to stop.
Hey, you can bring the taste of the holidays home with Burger King and the BK gift certificates. You can get them in the books of $20, man. You can also, while you're there, grabbing that for that special someone in your life. You know, someone's got to be special if they're getting Burger King gift certificates. Try out their new Italian chicken sandwiches back.
Oh, that's good.
That's good, right? I like their chicken.
So it's a long piece.
The long one.
The long bread, like the Italian bread.
Long bread, long meat.
Then the wide chicken patty, breaded.
Yep, that comes from the wide chicken.
And then they put marinara sauce on it, and then cheese.
Yes, of course, mozzarella cheese.
Yeah, Joser would love it. No vegetables.
It's the way to go, Joe. There's tomatoes, though, in the marinara sauce, just so you know. You're okay with that, right on.
Wait, so you eat tomatoes, but...
If it's in a sauce.
Oh,
It's not supposed to make sense.
So Joser will drink like a smoothie as long as...
Right, yeah. A $9.53. Yeah, so check Burger King. Get you some BK gift certificates, okay? And also, Whopper Wednesday is back for the month of December as well. You go to Burger King on, let's say, today.
Do it.
Get you a Whopper, and you say, I love the Whopper, and you get a second one absolutely free.
You say, ho, ho, ho. Why can't you say love, love, love?
Yeah, why don't you just say, ho, 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 I love the Whopper.
There you go.
Okay? It's Cover Me, brought to you by...
You're going to make the drive-thru attendant think like they're tanga or something. Something wrong with my hearing? I'm hearing everything in triplicate.
It's Whopper Wednesday. Also brought to you by Docomo Pacific. It's Cover Me from Burger King. Jay, tell us a little bit about this performance from Vivace.
Okay, so this is Vivace. They are, like we were saying earlier, respected island-wide as a choir. We're trying to get some of the Vivace kids on tomorrow, but we're going to feature them prominently in our KUAM Christmas special, which airs on Christmas Eve and then Christmas Day. And this is a special piece they put together. This is Text Me for Christmas.
Nice. And it's Cover Me, Docomo Pacific, and Burger King. Good morning.
Finally wake me up, I'm a deep sleeper all day.
This holiday you'll be far away, and I'll be all alone. So please remember this December to fully charge your phone.
And text me Merry Christmas, let me know you care. Just a word or two, a text from you will remind me you're still there. You don't have to add much to it, one smiley face will do. Baby, text me Merry Christmas, 'cause I'm missing kissing you. Text me Merry Christmas, make my holiday complete. Though you
delete. Choose just the right emoji, one that makes me LOL. And if you text me something crazy, I promise I won't tell. Shh. I don't care if you spell things right, I just wanna hear from you tonight. Stroke those keys with your delicate touch, and type those little words that mean so much.
Hi, Leica.
Hey, Ivan.
How are you?
Okay.
Miss you.
Miss you too.
Christmas sucks without you.
I know. LOL.
Love you.
Love you.
Okay, thanks. Bye.
Facebook messages ain't quite as sweet. I need more like you than just one tweet. A snap on Snapchat doesn't last, and a voicemail that's from Christmas past. Text me Merry Christmas, send a selfie too. If you do, I'll go neath the mistletoe and pretend my screen is you. Show me that you love me, text exhort, kiss and hug me. I'll be right here waiting for my pants to start vibrating. Baby, text me Merry Christmas, and I will text you too. This Christmas is the least that we can do.
Cool.
Yeah, it was.
For those of you who have grown up with phones and everything, every lyric of that song is gonna really resonate.
Yeah, that's Vivace from John F. Kennedy High School.
JFK.
Right.
Green and gold in effect.
KUAM TV, thanks for jamming with us on this Wednesday. We'll be back tomorrow to close out the week. Here, short week because of the Christmas Eve holiday. But thank you guys so much. Brought to you by Pacific Points, Calvo Enterprises, ITD, and Jack in a Box. This has been another episode of The Link. For Joe, Sir, and Sabrina, my name's Chris.
I'm Jason. Happy holidays, everybody.
Esta, adios.
Mariana's Irrigation and Landscape Superstore. Stop on by and visit our